We are merely 3 today, and this smiling dog.
We have
is there a smiling dog?
We do have a smiling dog. We have a smiling dog.
Hold up. Allow me to bring up the stream.
So, allow me to explain. This dog is a little bitch. Quite literally, quite literally. Well, she
why?
is.
Why do you say that?
No, she's a young female dog. She's a little
girl
bitch.
Dog.
Yeah, she's a small, fairly small female dog. So she's a little bitch. But she likes to sneak up the stairs, and she knows she's not allowed to do that.
Oh,
So,
this is the dog you're associated with.
yes, this is my dog. This is a picture of my dog.
This is your bitch.
Yes, it is my bitch. So, it sneaks up the stairs, and it realizes that sort of all of the rooms are closed off and all the doors are closed. But it sort of runs backwards and forwards with this grin on its face, and then just like takes slightly longer than it should to go back downstairs. And it'll stop just about halfway down, just for a few seconds, just to kind of revel in the fact that it's done something wrong and it's getting away with it, and then goes back downstairs and pretends like nothing happened. Fucking, yeah, she's a little bitch.
What? Huh?
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, how you like me now? Well,
She's a cutie.
she is kind of
That
adorable.
helps.
I'll definitely give her that. Welcome to the Commotional Podcast. We occasionally talk about video games. We're going guestless this week for the hell of it, so we can truly find out whether or not Dodger is dead weight.
Oh, the answer may surprise you.
Will it?
Podcasters hate her. She's discovered this one weird trick, and so on and so forth. Dodger, welcome to the show.
Hello. I also have an animal story about an animal that I own being an asshole. So now, in the middle of the night, when I have the doors shut because my cats like try to wake me up around 4 a.m, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
So I've been shutting them out of my bedroom while I sleep. And Watson, my youngest, my sweet, my darling Watson, has now started jumping on the door and wrapping her paws around the doorknob to try and wiggle it open. She's learning how to open doors, and it's terrifying me. I'm like, eventually she's going to figure it out. Like, eventually she's going to... If I were to move into a place with, like, the doorknobs that are long strips, like a big piece of metal like that, she could just fall on it and open up door... I don't know what to do with her anymore. She knows how to open everything.
We have a similar issue with Maya in that we've got her kind of in a corral when she's not... Because we can't really let her wander around right now on the downstairs floor because she's still a puppy and God knows what she can get into. So when we can't watch her and when she's not outside, and, we've got a nice big yard so she can go outside for hours at a time, it's fine. We keep her in this kind of corral, which is about the size of a room and consists of these sort of wooden... I'd almost say cage bits, but like kind of wooden bars that all kind of slide together. She's figured out which is kind of the weak spot and how to... she dragged her cage backwards to open up a space so she can sneak through. And she keeps doing this to the point where we're going to have to get some cable ties, I think, and tie the cage to it. She's evil.
Yeah.
Very, very evil.
Animals. They're smart sometimes. Or they figure something out and then they just replicate it over and over again.
Over and over again, yes.
Until they learn. Until they learn a new thing and they're like, it's terrifying.
Yeah, we got her
Jessie.
One of these big Kong toys that just
the ones that you
thing.
shove like peanut butter in and stuff?
Yeah, although this one is designed as kind of a Kong puzzle where she's got to knock it over in a particular direction so for the food to kind of spill out. And the first time we put food in that, all that happened is she poured it once and then barked at it for an hour. Just, like, refused to touch it, just barked at it. It's like, give it up. Like, no. Eventually she figured it out, but that was a silly experience. And she barks at the television incessantly. So... that's fun.
My
Jessie.
cats just try to touch things that are happening on the TV. It's good. Anyway, Jessie, tell us about your animals.
I was about to make a really snarky comment about animals and their owners and assholes, but I realized something today.
Okay.
That the reason why I don't own any pets is because there's only room for one asshole in a house, and I'm him, so I can't compete.
It is
I
you.
refuse to compete with other animals. I'm the asshole.
You are the demons, Jessie.
People need to come take care of me. That's what
Right.
I try to open up doors all the time. I hang from door railings and flop down on the ground. It's
You go up the stairs. You're not allowed up there, Jesse.
I'm not allowed up the stairs. I jump over all those little barricades all the time. You can't stop me. If I want to get in the closet and get a cracker, I will. I'm an asshole. I've learned
Question is,
so
can
much
you come
today.
out of the closet after that?
You know what? Here's the thing. I would proudly do so, like Ellen Page. Boo.
There you
Wait,
go.
hold on.
There's a reference.
Right there.
Ellen Page.
Had to find it.
Yeah. Just,
It took a while. I had to get the radar going, but it was there.
it's okay.
Yeah. So there. If I wanted to, I would,
Indeed.
but I don't.
Understood. All right, then. Well, welcome to the Co-optional Podcast. We do occasionally talk about video games. Coming up in the show, we'll be talking about the games we have been playing over the past week or so. And then we'll talk about news, of which there is a decent amount, a few releases, and general banter, and then we'll wrap up the show by telling you to go to our channels and watch our material. It is really that simple.
Sick.
Not a difficult show, I feel. Not particularly challenging in any way.
This is going to be the one that breaks us, guys.
It probably will, yeah. We don't have
Last
anyone...
podcast.
I
Yeah,
don't.
we don't have anyone to take it out on at this point. Not
Except
at
our
all.
animals.
Yes.
Not
Or
me.
Jesse on himself.
I take it out. I'm about to say. I punish myself thoroughly. Ladies.
Yeah!
Yeah, woo!
Woo!
Fair enough.
Anyway, y'all want to talk about video games?
But I could do the video games. Yeah, that seems reasonable. So I just got Strider. The new
How's
one.
I
that?
don't know what that is.
Yeah. It is the remake of Strider.
Oh, okay.
That should make it easier
Alright.
to figure out.
Yep, got it now.
Yep, Strider is the remake of Strider, and it is that was the 1990 on the Sega Mega Drive / Genesis, and it's been remade for next gen consoles, probably current gen consoles as well. There's nothing in there that particularly screams to me this will not run an Xbox 360. It probably would. And
I guess it's up to Microsoft.
yes, indeed. And it's done by Double Helix and Capcom as some kind of collaboration. So they did Killer Instinct. They've done Strider. Is it any good? So far, it seems to be okay. The PC version isn't out till tomorrow, so I'm working on my video tonight for it. It did come out a day earlier on consoles for whatever reason. But, I mean, it seems okay. It's what I would have expected, I suppose, from a Strider remake. Now, you stride. There's a lot of striding going on. You've got a purple sword, just like previous, and you slash it very quickly, and if you grab
Yeah,
onto the
go
side
on.
of things, yep,
Go on.
you wave it in
Striding.
different directions. You know, it's got a decent amount of reach on it. You slap people around with it, and they fall over, and then you keep going. And it's got some Metroidvania kind of elements to it in the sense of, oh, look at this big red glowing thing. You can't get past this until you get a certain ability. Oh, here's a blue door. Guess what kind of ability you need to get past this, and so on and so forth. So, you know, it plays perhaps the way that you would expect. The combat is, at least so far in the game, because you are unlocking more abilities as you go forward, a fairly basic sort of hit them with your sword experience. But you do apparently have a gun of some description, you just don't start with it.
Right.
So,
It's also some pretty good flag physics in the wind there.
yep, that's where 90%
Flag's
of the
looking pretty
budget
sick.
clearly went. There's no question about that. You can reflect bullets, although it doesn't start by letting you do that, which is a little bit weird. I don't know what... we're watching footage currently off the Capcom Unity channel, and I'm not 100% sure as to where this is in the game. It looks very similar to where I am right now, but it may just be that they use the same environments for a lot of it. But that reflect cipher, which allows you to reflect bullets, you don't start with that. So you're gonna get hit a lot initially in this game, but there's a huge amount of health pickups, so it doesn't really matter too much. It seems pretty good, from what I can tell. I mean, it's not blowing my mind yet, but it's a fairly fun kind of 2.5D slash 'em up, I suppose. But currently I'm having some fairly serious PC issues with it. I'm trying to contact Capcom to find out whether or not this is actually an issue, or whether or not it's just my PC that's broken. Hopefully I'll find that out by tonight, and then I can actually let you know in the video as to whether or not the PC port is a pile of cack, or whether it's some problem with my system, so... But I will tell you this, for nothing, Doesn't have rebindable keys.
No,
No
worse.
rebindable keys.
Game
Yeah.
companies
Stop that.
allow keys to
Stop.
be rebound.
Stop it. Stop it.
I have to do that in almost every game I play, and when I can't do it, I'm just like, I give up.
Yeah.
When there are a lot of buttons to press, it's just like,
Yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah,
not a
tiny
huge
hands.
amount with Strider, but I always feel for left-handed gamers most of the time when they're
Yeah.
stuck with the kind of WASD configuration and that's not what they're comfortable with, and then they can't do anything with it. That's infuriating. Like it's easily on the level, if not more important than colorblind options in video games. The ability to rebind. You know, even if it's just for
Mm-hmm. Oh, for
personal
sure.
preference, you should be able to fucking do it. So
what's the ratio of left-handed to right-handed?
it's
A lot
10 to
more
1.
right-handed people.
10 to 1, right? Give or take.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, just like homosexuality. 10 to
Did
1
you
is a
say
big
all
thing.
left-handed people are gay? Dodger just said all left-handed people are gay. Internet.
What the hell's wrong with you?
You heard it
Dodger?
here first. What is the matter with you?
Jesus.
What's the matter with me?
First off,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with either of those. All
I
right.
know. I agree. So why are you making a big deal about it?
No one chooses to be left-handed, Dodger. That's sick.
Uh-huh.
Get out of here. That's sick.
This is going
That's
places I
sick.
don't want it to go, so I'm just going to cut it off right now. But yeah, it's just Strider. That's out on the 19th on PC, and it's out now on consoles. Is it out on Xbox One? Let me just double check if it's actually out on next gen machines, because there are some actual next gen releases today. Or should I now say current gen? I think I should probably just say current gen now, but it is out on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, 360, PS3, and the Windows release is a day later for no apparent reason. So there you go.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, that's out on the 19th.
I feel weird calling it current gen because, like, I feel like people aren't playing it enough yet. Even though
Yeah.
it's out, there isn't enough to play for me to say the majority of people are actually in this
Hold on.
generation of consoles.
Hold
Yeah.
on now. I use my Xbox One all the time for Netflix.
For Netflix,
is.
yeah.
It is very useful in my daily life.
It is slightly faster to watch Netflix on Xbox One than it is via the myriad of other methods that I have. So I do use my Xbox One for that.
Plus, you get
Excellent.
achievements. I have achievements on
Fucking
Xbox One.
achievements for watching shit
I have
on
5 in a
TV.
row. I watched 5 episodes of the IT Crowd in a row, and I got an achievement.
You know, I was reading
Wow.
a couple of years back, I read a novel called Metagame, and it was this kind of cyberpunk thing. And everything in the world was a game of some description. And you got, like, points for doing everything, and, you know, just every job was a game in and of itself. And this, it really does, like, sound not quite as outlandish as it first
It's
appeared.
gonna happen.
Yeah,
It's
everything's
gonna
being gamified in some way, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So, it wouldn't surprise me in any way if that ended up
I
happening.
mean, there are so many apps that you can get on your phone that are like, do you have things that you need to get done in your life? Turn it into a game and suddenly
game
it's
of it.
fun to
Yeah.
do all those chores
Make a
and to
game
go
of it.
grocery shopping. I'm like, stop it.
I would like to point out, though, that my complaint about the Xbox One from several weeks ago still exists. When I say Xbox Internet or Xbox Go to Bing, it still does not know what the hell I'm talking about. It's like, what? When I say-
Xbox! Go to Bing!
Xbox. Bang.
It's not
Xbox.
like Go to Bing. It's like, nope. It just sits
guess
there. I can say anything
It
else.
loves me.
Anything else.
I
It
get
works.
everything right. Xbox, go to Bing. No
Is it
problem.
true that Microsoft
Like,
might be getting rid of Bing?
There was a rumor that they were getting rid of Bing. There's also a rumor that they're getting rid of their entire fucking Xbox division. And indeed,
Yeah.
there were rumors that it was going to Amazon. I think that was just someone putting 2 and 2 together and getting 9. And I think that's the result of it. It's like, oh, well, Amazon is doing some gaming stuff right now, and Xbox might be sold off, so Amazon is buying it. Like, no.
Yeah.
And
makes
also, that's probably not
sense.
going to happen. The rumor came specifically from a bunch of shareholders desiring that they sell the division off because shareholders only give a fuck about the profits over the next couple of months. So since the next gen
yeah.
consoles just come out, and obviously the Xbox division is now running at a loss because of that, they're like, better sell it. Like, fuck you, shareholders. Like, this is the only shit you care about. You don't even care about what it's going to be like 3 years down the line. You want it now. And fuck you for that. You know, if you have a problem with long-term investments, don't buy stocks. Jackasses. This whole
Yeah,
day
it's so
trading
silly
thing really
because,
pisses
like,
me off.
I mean, right now, Xbox is leading in terms of game sales. Not hardware, but in terms of game sales, like, selling way more games than PS4.
That's because it has more
'cause there's no
games than
games.
PS4.
Yeah.
I
PS4
know.
doesn't have any video games.
I know, but that's what I'm saying.
Hold
like,
on, guys.
if you're a shareholder and you're just looking without any prior knowledge and you're just looking at deets, you're like, oh, lots of people are buying these games. Maybe this is worthwhile. I don't know. It seems
Like
silly.
to get all those shareholders, sit them down in front of a PS4 and be like, here, play Knack, and you let us know if you care for our future. And then they'll be good. They'll be fine.
Just,
Yeah.
I'm done.
I
can't
haven't
do it. I
even-
can't
You know
do
what?
this.
Xbox, you know what? I'm good. I'm good for the next few months.
Yeah.
Xbox is fine.
Since I got my fixed PS4, I haven't even turned it on since. Like, there's been no reason to. I'm sorry, like, Resogun is not a killer app, and it never will be. And I don't want to play Killzone, so there's nothing to play at all. I think
it's-
once Murdered Soul Suspect comes out, because I think that's coming out on PS4, then I'll play that. But outside of that, there's nothing right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else is coming for PS4 to be
I'm
excited
actually
about.
very
Next
excited
few
about.
months?
E3
Yeah.
will be fun this year because E3
Oh,
I
yeah.
will. That's where we'll get all the like. This is the new PS4 exclusive game killer. That's the
Game
one I'm there
killer.
for.
Trailer.
Yeah, game
Get like
killer.
8
that's
trailers in a row. It'll be good.
Pretty much.
Why doesn't that game exist?
Game killer.
Where you have to go into games and murder like Mario. And you have to like, but it's all
Basically, evil
assassin.
reboot.
Yes, you are contracted out to go kill famous. Oh, dude, that'd be
Yeah.
great.
The last few games to come out for PS4 were another version of Tomb Raider, which is the definitive edition, which is a slightly shinier edition. Don't Starve, Outlast, War Thunder, the DLC for Assassin's Creed 4, and Escape Plan, which came out like 4 fucking years ago. And oh yes, Lego Movie the video game on
Oh,
Strider.
right, of course.
So basically not a single worthwhile exclusive as of yet for that machine.
That's so sad.
Yeah. And it's also exactly like the release of the PS3, you know, which also
Yeah,
had
that is
a
true.
pretty decent shooter in Resistance, and then nothing else worth playing for like 6 months. So, you know, it does sound very similar. This is also why you shouldn't buy a console on launch, because there's nothing to fucking play on it. Don't even bother.
I keep doing it though, mainly because PlayStation 2, I waited overnight for that thing, and the one game they had that I was like, this looks interesting, I'll pick it up, was Dynasty Warriors 2. And it's the first game I ever got on PlayStation 2, and ever since then, it's just I can't. I just wish they would release Dynasty Warriors every day, just a new game every. It's the same
Dynasty
They
game.
Warriors.
almost
for a
do,
day.
to be fair.
Oh, I
need
can't
that.
wait to hear after you've played the like Hyrule Warriors game. I can't wait to hear you talk about that. It's gonna be
I'm just gonna give people copies of it for just showing up. Like, come over to my house and just have copies of it and hand it out to people. Like, here, play Hyrule Warriors.
Got you this.
I bought you this. Now leave and go home and play it. I'll invite people
play
over
it.
and then just be like, now leave. Yep.
Don't worry, we can be on a Skype call and talk about it, but I don't want you here anymore.
No, I'd rather play in the buff. Thank you.
All right then.
What
we
else have
talk-
you been playing, TB?
Can we talk about Banished? Should we talk about Banished?
Yes, I bought that. It's on my computer, and I've been so excited to play it, and I haven't played it yet. So tell me your feels.
All right, so Banished is...
Uh-oh. That look. That was a conflicted look.
It is kind of conflicted, and I think it's just because it's not quite the sort of city builder that I personally desire, but that doesn't mean it's a bad game, which is what some people on some forums got confused about. It's like, well, I didn't give it glowing praise, therefore I fucking hate it! Like,
Worst
no,
game.
That's not how game criticism works. Anyway, the game itself is almost more of a survival simulator than it is a city builder. Because the idea is you are building from almost nothing. Almost nothing. You build up very slowly, and if you overbuild and you have a population explosion, all the kids gonna die. They're gonna starve to death. Or freeze to death because you ran out of coats or firewood or some shit. So you have to very carefully balance your resources as you grow, and you've got to grow at a reasonable kind of pace. And you've got to be extremely careful about that. So there are different ways of gathering food, different ways of gathering pretty much every resource you can imagine. And once you've got your town set up, and you think that you are ready to expand, you start building houses, and then the adults from who are kind of living in one family will move in with other adults from different houses to start families in other houses, right? And then that's where you get your population explosion of useless children. But the thing is, you need the kids to grow up into adults because the citizens die. Each citizen is tracked, and they have an age, and they die. Or they die randomly from something. Like, I've had people just die in a cave-in. Or a fisherman fell into the lake, couldn't swim, and drowned. Who the fuck let the guy who couldn't swim be a fisherman, for fuck's sake? You know, you'd think...
He followed his dream, TB.
He
wanted
did.
to be a fisherman.
He followed his dream all the way to the bottom of the lake.
And everybody told him not to, and he was like, nah, I'm going to be a fisherman. This is my dream. And then he died doing what he loved.
Yes, that is fairly accurate. That's exactly what happened there.
That guy's an idiot. That's a stupid ass dream, dummy.
Yep. I certainly wouldn't disagree with that one. And there's not that many buildings, like not a huge amount of buildings. So if you're thinking about a city builder where it's like, I'm going to make a glorious metropolis. No, you fucking aren't. You're going to make a village that probably barely survives through the winter and may or may not catch a deadly disease. Like, that's how it actually works. And that's really satisfying to a lot of people. And to some degree, it's satisfying to me as well. Because you have to be very meticulous. And you've got to figure out things like, all right, well, this is this distance from here. Horses don't exist in this game. Basically, you've just got people walking. So you've got to be pretty careful about how long it takes for people to get from A to B, transport resources from A to B, and all that kind of stuff. So again, very meticulous. But,
Question.
Yes.
Can industry develop? Like, can they make wagons
No.
and stuff?
It's
They literally will only ever walk.
entirely subsistence based. Like, they will walk and they will walk with carts that they pull. And that's about it.
Okay.
No horses, nothing like that. The development of industry is not a priority. Just surviving is the priority. Making sure your village doesn't die horribly and starve to death or run out of firewood and all freeze to death
Can
during
you
the
make
winter.
those kids work?
You cannot make the kids work. But the thing, the cruel thing about it is, if you don't educate them, they go to work faster than if you educated them. So, building a school...
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Building a school actually means they will join the workforce quicker at a younger age, but they have less life expectancy, and they don't apparently work as well as they would if they were educated in a school. But really, you're never going to become some thriving industry town. You're just going to survive. And that's kind of where the game sort of reaches its pinnacle, and that's the whole point of it. So for some people, that's going to be great, and that's going to be exactly what they're looking for, and for others, they're going to be disappointed that the scope isn't bigger, and that you're not focused on a wider idea. Because interacting with the rest of the world in this game is solely done through nomads and traders that occasionally come to your port, and that's it. Like, there are no other cities, there's no rival tribes, there's no combat element of any description in there. So, yeah. The interesting thing is, this was made by a single person. One guy over the course of 3 years, which is actually kind of mind-blowing. Because I can tell you this for a fact, it runs a fuckload better than SimCity, and it works a lot better than SimCity. Like, citizens do logical shit.
Zing.
You know? They don't just take you can reassign them, but, if they've got a job, they're going to go to that job. And they're going to go back to the house they actually live in. Not some random house.
A random house, yeah.
Yeah, the whole thing just works and makes more sense than SimCity does and actually operates correctly. And honestly, like, for a one-person thing, even if it wasn't a one-person thing, it would be fairly impressive. It's just, it's got that focus. So you got to kind of decide, is this the kind of city builder that I want? And if it's not, that you should pull the trigger.
Yeah. It's not the sort of city builder where you're going to be able to eventually build, like, a beautiful metropolis.
No.
It's all about just, like, keeping your people alive and keeping the world sustained.
Yeah. Some people said there was a dwarf fortress kind of element to that, and I think that's true to some degree, but all that really says is, it's a building game that has a survival element. Ergo, it's kind of like Dwarf Fortress-ish. But, yeah, I can see where they get that comparison from.
Are there... I'm trying to think of, like, there's always, it seems like in most city building games, there are economic elements. Like, the longer that you're around, you'll discover like different ways to use things, or you'll find materials you've never used before? Is that like part of it at all?
No, not really. The only element of discovery is that the trader can sometimes try and sell you seeds for different crops. And you can also... There's a barter system in the game. There's no actual money, per se. You barter different goods with the trader to get the stuff that you want. But that's really about it. You can get the highest tier of stuff very quickly. Admittedly, it's not a good idea because... Let's say you wanted to... probably one of the most high-tech things you can do is build steel tools, right? Which are more effective than iron tools. And there's only 2 tiers of tools, by the way. So don't think that you're going to go all the way up to something else. And you can get the stuff for that, but it requires the gathering of coal, which means you need a mine. To effectively work a mine, you need 15 citizens to work it. That's a lot of people. You start off with about 10 to 12-ish citizens. So
you kind of have to commit to being a mining town?
Yeah, and then you'll die. Because you won't have enough food.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it really is that subsistence living. Most of the people in your town are going to be focused on keeping your town fed. At least for a very long time. Eventually, you may be able to get some high-efficiency stuff up, but it takes a long time. Like building an orchard, the trees have got to fucking grow. It takes years to get any crop from that at all. Yeah.
It's legit. It's true.
What is the time, like length of playing this game? Because to me, it sounds like a lot of waiting.
It's got a time accelerator on it, so you don't have to worry about that. You can go all the way up to 10 times speed. So you can, if you're in a part, it's like, okay, I'm stable, I'm gonna skip forward. You can do that. So that's fine. But otherwise it would be quite slow.
I don't know.
Townsfolk.
What is, how long, okay, wait. How can I formulate this question?
You are really invested in wanting to play this game. I can tell.
I am. I want to play this game really bad.
It's top on Steam right now. A lot of other people do too.
At 10 times speed, how long would it take you to get through a year?
A few minutes.
I'm trying to figure out how long it would take to like get through a year of this game.
Yeah, a few minutes. A few minutes at most.
Okay. Cool. I think that's all the questions I had.
One-time speed will take way longer than that. You don't necessarily. You only really want to accelerate when you're sure that things are not going to go horribly wrong. Because if you play it too fast, you will lose. It's as simple as that. It's not an easy game. But it's the kind of thing, it's just kind of got this big learning hump that I would say, before you kind of get it. Like, initially you think, okay, I want to set up some farms. Alright, okay, I have a small town, let's set up a farm. Bad idea. Bad idea for a number of reasons. One, you need to dedicate a lot of workers to actually get a full yield from that farm. You might have a bad year, and then just not be able to get enough stuff. Like, there may be an early frost, like the winter can come earlier, and the weather can ruin the crop and shit like that. And, of course, when it's winter, you can't farm at all. So you've got to store enough for the winter, and that's it. Yeah? So if that doesn't work, then tough shit. So you want to start off with things like hunters and gatherers, because they can work all year round. But you've got to be careful where you put them. You've got to put a hunter and a gatherer kind of near a forest, because otherwise they're not going to find anything. Mm-hmm. So you've got to carefully design. But the thing is, you've also got to cut down forests to get wood. Because otherwise, your guys freeze to death because they've got no firewood. So it's all about resource management and micromanaging citizens.
That sounds so fun.
I think that'll satisfy a lot of people.
I was thinking the exact opposite. You were like, that sounds so pause, and I was like, fun? No, that's not what I'm thinking.
I can definitely see why some people wouldn't like it, and I'm in two minds about it. Half of me loves that aspect of survival, and the other half is like, fuck this. So, and I love like being able to build these giant economic powerhouses. Like that's why I like games like Anno, the stuff that Impressions games made, like Cleopatra and Pharaoh and Caesar and stuff like that. And obviously the earlier SimCities and things like that. That's the kind of stuff that I prefer, and Banished has none of that. Banished is more of a survival sim. So as long as you go into it knowing that, I think you'll have a really good time with it.
Cool.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
I'm gonna play that.
It's pretty good. I also played some Mighty Quest for Epic Loot.
Oh, really?
Went back to that. Yeah, I've gone back to it. I went back to it because they did a wipe on the beta. They actually wiped everyone's accounts and started again.
Oh, really?
So some people were pretty pissed about that, I gotta say. But they did say it was a possibility during the closed beta that would happen. They actually, I think they've opened the beta now, or at least they're doing it in the next couple of days, so you can get into that. They've really done a number on that game in a couple of ways. Like, one, it's a hell of a lot more polished, and they've taken a lot of the Facebook game elements out of it. Because you used to have to, like, wait for, like, shit to build, and you had to, you can accelerate it with gems. That's all gone. Stuff builds instantly now. As long as you've got the money for it.
Dungeon Keeper came out and everybody was like,
fuck this. I want to be as far away from this as possible.
We need to hop off this train, yeah.
Yeah, I think they did. And all credit to them for that. There's much less pay to win than there was previously. The only thing you can buy now is cosmetic skins for your castle and boosters. So XP booster, gold booster, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, you can accelerate your progress, and that's really about it. And I've said it many times before. I think that's a fair way of doing things because, hey, some people have less time than others. So either pay money or time, but don't, like, lock content behind something. The greatest thing I think about Mighty Quest is that unlike something like Dungeon Keeper, where it's like, all right, you got to wait for 24 hours. You're like, oh, you want something? Go steal money from someone else to build it then. Yeah. Now, that's the coolest part of it. Oh, I need 4,000 life force for an upgrade. Well, let's fucking go raid some castles then. And that's kind of the component of the game. You get your hero, you go into the castle, and you play what's basically a short Diablo game. With a bunch of abilities and equipment, and you blast your way through user-created castles, get more money, upgrade yours, tweak with yours, and you keep going that way. So, that's pretty cool, but they have done something which I have a feeling is going to bite them in the arse, and that's called free building mode. So before, you had a limit of how many monsters you could put in a particular area, yeah? And I think the limit was like 25 points or whatever. And each monster was worth a certain number of points, so if you wanted something really big and scary, it was worth a lot of points. So you could have that and maybe a couple of support creatures, and that would be about it. Or you could have a big mob of little creatures.
Okay.
Now you can put as many creatures as you can fit in one area. And you can also put as many traps as you can fit in one area. And that has resulted in some really fucking awful castle designs that are designed to fuck you over hard and are really hard to beat. So far, I've been doing okay. I ran into a castle today that has just the most evil setup. They specifically picked a room where you can't see around the corner. The corridor leading to that room is covered in these hamster wheel traps, which are covered in spikes, and they can basically stun lock you. And they've put like 4 of them in the same area. And it seems like you pull the entire room and it's full of elite creatures. Huge amounts of elite creatures. All in that one room, in combination with the traps, makes it nigh on impossible to beat. I can't figure out how to get through it. Obviously, it can be done, because in order to make your castle work, you have to run it yourself in what's called validation. So you've got to be able to beat your castle in order to let people do it. But I can't for the life of me figure out how to beat that one. So I think there's a potential, especially at the high end, for things to get really cheesy and horrible as a result of that change. Aside from that, though, everything's better, They've got more music, the heroes have voice acting now, there's a 4th hero that's being introduced the next few days. They have redone all the spell effects, all the UI, it looks much better, it feels much better. Yeah, it's got a lot of promise, I think.
When is that supposed to come out?
Well, open beta, I think, is either happening right now or very, very soon, because this whole wipe was in preparation for the open beta.
But it doesn't have a release, a release date?
No release date. Not yet. It's been in beta for like a year, at least. They've done a lot of refinement to it. And I'll give it credit, because it's actually a real beta. They make some serious sweeping changes to this game. But yeah, it's okay. It's alright. Yeah, so that. And Titanfall.
Man, everybody I know is playing Titanfall. I haven't touched it.
Jesse, have you played it since the beta came out, or did you just play it at that event?
I have played it. I think I tweeted yesterday or 2 days ago that the more I play Titanfall, the more I just want to play Battlefield. Like, Titanfall's great. I love you, Titanfall, but I don't know. It's okay. I'll give it that. It's a solid okay. I don't know that I'm thoroughly, like, the intro to the game, even before you get to play, you have to do a tutorial.
Yes.
The tutorial's fun. You can wall jump and do all that stuff, but it's something that I was like, all right, this is easy. I can breeze through this. Then you play the game, and it's like, this is fun. This is cool. This is a cool game. And then about 2 hours in, you're like, okay, well, I have played this. Like, I don't know. It just is a feeling of like, all right, well, I'm good now. One of the problems I had when I first played it is I just don't know what, like, right now in beta, there's only so much you can do.
Yes,
Like
very limited amount.
I don't know. I'm hoping that in the real game there's a lot more, or else people will get bored.
There
of it
are a
very
lot of
quickly.
different modes. There are
Yes,
like
in the main
six or
game.
7 different modes.
Yeah, and
in the
there's
game,
currently
yeah.
only 3, and one of those modes, Last Titan Standing, is a waste of your time, and you shouldn't even bother with it.
Last Titan Standing is the only one I think is fun.
I fucking hate that mode.
I love Last Titan
It's
Standing.
pointless.
Fight.
Because it's a giant bit of Titan spam, and what's fun about that game is the asymmetrical warfare aspect of it. Like, some people are on foot, some people are in Titans. When everyone's in a Titan, it just becomes a bad mech warrior. Or a bad Hawken. Like, you want to play a game like that, you play Hawken, because Hawken's better at doing mech on mech. Yeah? And it's got better modes that are set up for mech on mech. The point of Titanfall is to have some people on foot as well, and that's where it gets interesting.
Well, I think that's what I think is kind of fun about Last Titan Standing is even if you lose your Titan, you are then on your foot. And
you
you
are.
know, you can run around and sort of cause chaos down below. But I don't know, I think attrition is there's a lot of wonkiness in that. Like it's fun, but I think all the whatever the domination, control point domination, whatever that one's called.
Hard points.
Yeah. I think that one's probably the most solid of them. But attrition's just if there's one guy who's very skilled, the other team's already won. Like he's just
That's me, by the way. I destroy an attrition. I've had like 10-1 KDs with maximum minion kills and things like that. The problem I think right now, and maybe people are just going to get it over time, is that they don't understand that what's really important in attrition is earning attrition points. And you don't actually get a lot of them from killing Titans at all. You get a lot from killing enemy minions and getting pilot kills.
Yeah.
So you get really good at that. And then you get your Titan down really quickly, and then you use your Titan to further push that agenda and push the enemy team to a point where they can't catch up.
But even then, the problem that I have is those three things. Like I said, I think right now it's a solidly okay game, but I can't even judge it till launch because I don't know. I mean, they're saying we have all this stuff coming. It's like, okay, well then when you launch, we'll see how I feel then. But right now, I played it. It was fun, and now I'm gonna go back to a game that is already released that has another. I think the next Battlefield expansion is coming out this week or next week.
Oh, the one with the carrier mode? Yeah, I gotta be honest. I'm interested in getting back in for that carrier mode. I want to see what's going on with that, and that may be a reason for me to play again.
Or whatever it's called. Yeah,
I'm just hoping the fucking thing works. Like, I'm hoping that they fix the problems that it had since then and get back into it.
They've done a lot of updates and fixed a lot of shit. There's still every once in a while you encounter just the randomest problem, and it's just like, are you fucking kidding me? But it's still fun. I think it's fun now because I progressed through all the stages of FPS play. I went from guy who didn't know what the fuck he was doing to guy who was doing a little bit better, who felt like I was contributing, to guy who was like constantly in the top 5, and when I'm there, I get pissed off at everyone for sucking, and now I'm just guy having a good time. I'm like, you know what? I'm okay now. I spend a good 2 hours a day playing that game. I truly love it. I've given up on AA because it turns out, this is something I did not realize.
Okay.
Once you max all your points, like AA is still really overpowered, by the way. But when you max out all your points, you can't use that craft or gun or whatever to level up. So you're stagnant. So you have to do other things in order to keep leveling. So in order to get out of level 45, I had to go and keep doing other things. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just learn these different guns. So now I'm like a fucking badass with a gun. Oh, it's so good. Also a boat. I'm very good with boats now too. Although, whatever. My long-term goal is to become I've seen dudes pilot helicopters and jets like fucking badasses. And it's like, they must have a joystick or something because there's no way you can keyboard and mouse that proficiently. They're just like flying around and like getting right down into the combat and shooting dudes. Like, those guys are the heroes. They're the ones doing all the work right now. Yeah. So
Second Assault, by the way, the carrier mode is coming after Second Assault. Second Assault is actually remade maps from Battlefield 3, which is, hang on a minute. One of these also seems to be a remake of a remake. That's pretty funny. So they remade Operation Metro. Why they do that, I don't fucking know, because that was a really hated map. Caspian Border, which was great until it was played out. Then Gulf of Oman, wasn't Gulf of Oman in Battlefield 2? Maybe I'm thinking of something else. And then Operation Firestorm. So they brought those maps back They've put in, I think, 5 new weapons from Battlefield 3 into Battlefield 4. They put the Dune buggy back in, and they put in like a capture the flag game mode, and that's really about it. That's not enough to get me playing the game again. That's just a shitty map pack. Fuck that.
I like how chat's like, it's obvious Jesse doesn't play a lot of FPS games. No shit, guys. Like, this is an entirely new experience for me. I've never felt this way before. I didn't succumb to the Call of Duty like bro status. I'm trying to make my own BF bros.
I'm gonna be honest though, like if you go back to Titanfall for a second, I think Titanfall is a game that actually can appeal to people that didn't really play a huge amount of FPS, because a lot of what you do in attrition, it doesn't involve shooting players. It involves shooting NPCs, which is a shitload easier, especially when you have a pistol that locks onto them.
It feels a little Smitey, I guess, is how I would describe it. Like kind of
Smite.
MOBA-ish.
Yeah. It definitely has a Dota element to it. A very small Dota element. And you've got to kind of understand that.
Guys, but yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, of course.
So I've been like watching Titanfall. I think the Titanfall is like the most interesting FPS to watch in years.
Yeah.
As just like a person who
As a spectator?
will watch gameplay video. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree.
But I'm curious to know, are NPCs involved in every game mode so far? Are they just always there?
Yes.
As far as I know, they're not in Last Titan Standing, are they?
They are. They
Okay.
do show up in Last Titan
Pretty sure
Standing,
they
yeah.
have reduced numbers in some game modes. I read that in Hardpoint there are less of them. But in attrition, there's a lot of them, because the whole point of attrition, killing a lot of those guys is a good way to actually push your attrition points up so you can actually get to the threshold you need to win.
Are there usually a lot of NPCs in FPS games?
Not in multiplayer now. It's
there
very
are
rare.
none. Yeah.
Very rare.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Because even before this, like, I've heard a lot of people talking about the NPCs in Titanfall, and it's confused me because I was like, is that a common thing?
Not at all. That's the
'cause I don't
interesting
think
thing
so.
about it. Yeah, that's the interesting thing about it.
Seems
'Cause
bigger.
Yeah, it does. Because it's 6 on
Okay.
6, and you're supposed to feel better, because like you're an elite pilot, you're supposed to be better than those guys are. And
They're
you are.
supposed to be like your underlings.
Yeah,
in
and it's
the
quite
scheme
funny
of
as
You
well.
can
things.
command them. Yeah, you can boss them around.
Yeah, if you get into the middle of a fight with like a bunch of grunts and you start gunning them down, they start to panic. Like, oh shit, it's a pilot! Fuck! Like, it goes down to the last member of the squad and he just gets like, fuck this, and he just runs away. I ran into a building at one point. Some of the interactions between the grunts are amazing. I ran into a building at one point, and one grunt was trying to pull back his injured like squad mate, just dragging him back, and I just smart pistoled them both right there, and I felt like a horrible person.
Oh,
But it's like, you are walking attrition points. That's 4 seconds off my Titan spawn. Let's go. But I dig it, but I want to see the full product, because there really aren't enough roles in that game right now in the beta. There's only one Titan, and they all pretty much do the same thing. Yeah. So there's very small customization, but you can pretty much do the same thing with all the Titans. There's, I wouldn't even say that Assassin is a role, because almost everyone runs Cloak anyway, because there aren't really any other viable options. I don't think Stim is a viable option compared to Cloak. So pretty much everyone's doing the whole Cloak run around as invisible soldier thing. So there aren't really all that many roles on foot either. And really, the role definition comes down to what you choose to do. I like to rodeo Titans a lot, but other people like to stand on a rooftop shooting missiles.
Sniper works very
That's
well.
kind of about it, So, yeah, I want to see more.
There's the one thing that I think can really affect the gameplay, and I think that will make the game stand out, is the burn cards. I think those are
They're good.
They're pretty much if you get good cards. I know there's a card out there, and I've seen it before, but I've never gotten it, that lets you see through walls. That
Yeah,
thing is
I've had
stone cold killer. Like,
I get so many of them because you only lose them if you die, and since I don't die, I actually have so many burn cards that I can't acquire any more. So it's got to the point where it's being a bit silly, and I'm just like burning. I'm just doing stupid stuff just to get rid of burn cards because I want better ones. It's like, oh great, I've got 5 versions of the amped up auto pistol that I don't want. So like, right, just burn through them, then try and get myself killed so that I can get better ones. I don't know if you can toss them. Maybe there's a way of doing that, but yeah. I want to see more.
It's a seriously okay game. I think there's a lot there, but there's also a lot that doesn't exist yet, and I'd like to see that. So
yeah, pretty much. Dodger, what have you been playing this week?
a lot of our guests have mentioned this game before, but I finally played DayZ for the first time.
Whoa, okay. All right. All right.
Because a lot of people at Maker all play DayZ together. I did not know this. And so
Of course they do.
and so
Staring at you.
I was like, "Oh, I've never played DayZ before because it sounds real boring." So I got pulled into a game.
It's very boring.
I got pulled into a game. I was hearing all these crazy stories like, "Oh, this one time this thing happened and this one time this other thing. It was crazy. This game's crazy." And the whole time that I was playing, and granted I only played for like a few hours, but it's still a few hours. The whole time while I was playing, it was me like running through buildings, trying desperately to find food. And then I'd run out of the building and be like, where'd you guys go? And they'd be like, "Oh, we're on to the next building. We already went through that one." And I was like, "Don't leave me behind." It like turned into it was a jogging simulator for me. And they were like, "Oh, well, I mean if we were in a game with more people." And I was like, "Yeah, but we're not. Like this server is just us. So it's not there's not a whole lot going on." I understand why people like it, but it's not the sort of game that I could ever get very into.
I don't have
I
the
don't
patience for it. Like what you called it as a jogging simulator is interesting because when we go into our Steam tags discussion later, you will notice that DayZ is flagged as a walking simulator, and that's one of the biggest tags for that game, and it's fucking right. It's got a shitload. All right, at least in its current form, it almost feels unfair to say that about the game because it's still an alpha and it's basically. It's meaningless to kind of give it that because we know there's so much lacking from it. But hey, they released it for money. So let's talk about it like it's being released for money.
I would definitely be interested in playing it once it's like finished.
Totally,
just to see what the final product is. But like at this point, it's like I get why people enjoy it. I get the whole aspect of like creating survival groups and like the concept of it and the mentality
Huge
you
amount
can
of
get
emergent
into it.
gameplay in that game.
But like I think it's slightly telling that Sam was playing with us and I had stopped playing and I was watching Arrow because I started watching Arrow and that
Arrow's
show is
good.
It's great. It's a great show. But anyway,
show.
I'm watching it and Sam's like kind of watching it and kind of playing DayZ and then eventually just sits next to me on the couch and I was like, "Oh, are you done playing DayZ?" And he was like, "Oh no, I just stuck my guy on auto run." And I was like like the fact that you can do that and he's just like, he's probably fine. Like there's not enough going on in that game right now, I don't think.
No, I got to agree with that, and I think it's probably why Rust is getting a bit more attention, because there is more to do in that game, because of the whole building aspect to it so far. But you're right, it's a very slow game. You can see it on the screen right now. We're watching a bit of footage from Anderzel, one of our friends who's been on the podcast before. This has been 3 minutes of fuck all, and this is edited. This is edited! So God knows the amount of running and walking he did in between that. So there's a huge amount of downtime in that game with sporadic elements of action. And obviously the permadeath aspect to it. So to me, I do not have the time or the inclination. But I can see why people would. Mm-hmm. Certainly.
It's games like this that like this and Truck Simulator and Train, like those types of games, I always wonder, why not just go ride a fucking train? Why not go hiking? Why not?
Why not go hiking? DayZ, you could be hiking.
Simulator.
Like, why not go and work on a farm if that's your passion? Like, I get some places in the world that's impossible, but I don't understand the popularity.
Work on a farm, play DayZ, make a choice.
Like, plane simulators, I can understand, because that's very few people in the world can fly a plane. But DayZ is literally just, I'm wearing a backpack and I have an axe. Go buy a fucking axe, throw in a backpack, and go for a walk.
That's illegal. Don't do that. No, don't do that. That's illegal.
Don't do that with the axe. You will be attacked by police instead of zombies.
I'm just saying, I don't. You'll be doing as much running from the police as you will from the zombies, so it's not really different.
Well, at this point, I'm literally watching someone lie down in a warm coat and hat eating an egg. That's a video game, ladies and gentlemen. 10 out of 10 for that. But
honestly, one of the things that I think would have improved the experience a lot for me, and I don't know why this is I hate that every building you go into is filled with like dressers and cupboards and all sorts of things, and you can't open any of them. You're desperate for food. The screen is constantly like, you're hungry. You're extremely hungry. You're really thirsty. And you can't open anything to look for food. You just like every now and then see a can on the floor that you can't open unless you have a knife or a can opener. I was just like, I can't do this. And all the fruit is rotten. I can't.
Yeah, it's... Again, I see the appeal, and it's not my kind of game in any fucking way. And I don't think any game that comes out that is like that will be.
Can I really quickly silence the assholes really quick? For those of you who are like, why not play Battlefield 4, GTA 5? Why not join the army or join a gang? First off, a gang will land you in jail, dickhead. And second off, in war, you could die. I don't want either of those things. Going for a hike is totally fucking different. Get out. Thank you.
Riding a train costs money.
It does cost money.
But you don't
Hiking
die
is really
unless
your
you
best.
ride on
Out of this
Amtrak.
list, hiking is your best bet.
Yeah.
So.
Hiking the game. Then have one of your friends dress up in shitty clothes and have him chase you. If that's what you want, go do that. Go do that. And then when he tackles you, you guys can finally make out.
I also played Loadout.
Ah, yes. I have
Loadout
played Loadout quite a bit.
Very fun.
Yes, it is.
I was not expecting it to be nearly as fun as it was, and I think that I don't know, because at first I was like, man, the controls are a lot like TF2. I just wish that I had more variety in like classes. But then I realized pretty quick that you can be any class you want.
Yes.
It's all about the weapon you make.
Exactly.
And I was like, that's pretty cool. Like, you have a lot of variety in the weapons. And the characters are just hilarious. All of them are so funny. And I didn't do too bad. I was really jazzed. I was like, all right, I'm going to play this game. We'll see how it goes. And I didn't do too bad, and I want to play more of it. It's really, really fun.
I'm pretty good at that game, and I got to the ragey point that Jesse did, where it's like, why aren't you guys doing better? It's particularly true in a 4-on-4 game. I was just wrecking the hammer mode really hard, but my other 3 teammates just weren't there. I ended up with a 12-to-1 kill-death ratio with massive amounts of captures. Wasn't enough, because the rest of my team was standing around doing fuck all. So that just got infuriating. But
Something what I was going to say,
No, by all
something that I really love about it is the concept of being able to kill somebody and take the weapon they built.
yes, yeah.
That
That's
when
great
they die,
equalizer.
their weapon is just sitting there. And
Yeah.
it's like, if
take
somebody
it.
had a weapon that felt really overpowered, if you can
Steal
kill
it.
them, you get that weapon. Yeah. Which is awesome, because
Yeah.
it is kind of like an equalizer. Like, even if you haven't played the game long enough to have unlocked all of these other things to make bigger and better weapons, if that guy dies and you're able to get that weapon, then you're able to use it.
Yeah.
Which I think is super cool.
Yeah, the Tesla beam is probably been fixed by now, but when
It was overpowered.
Yeah, when I did my video of that game about a week ago, the Tesla beam was recognized by the devs as being an OP weapon. The thing is, you can build a Tesla beam within like 3 matches. You get enough blutes within the first couple levels, and I keep calling them bluths as well. And it's like, well, there's always money in the banana stand, guys.
There's
But
always money in the banana stand.
that is very
dollars.
true. Yes, indeed. But you can build a Tesla beam very quickly. So building a lot of the weapons is incredibly easy to do. So, and even leveling the components up, even though that takes forever, they barely buff you. Like, getting a level 3 gun does maybe about 4% more damage than a level 1 gun. So, it's just a little element of progression they put in there. And I started with, like, a physical pulse gun that just fires these metal balls at people, and the basic rocket launcher that you start with. And that thing fucking owns. The basic rocket launcher hits like a truck, and any modification that you make to it after that will make it do less damage. So you'll gain something else, like you can launch 3 rockets at once or whatever. But that single rocket launcher, you can fucking murder fools with that thing if you can aim.
Oh, yeah.
So there's that. But I'm noticing a huge amount of kind of hidden depth in the movement system. And it was mostly because I read a post on hidden depth in the movement system. But
I've noticed a lot from my readings of literature on the internet.
I discovered all of this myself without help from the subreddit. But I discovered if you roll, and then when you jump after you roll, you jump higher. So that'll let you roll into it, immediately jump it, get high in the air, then you can like get a rocket shot in midair. There is no rocket jumping, which is very disappointing to me. But I've noticed all sorts of other stuff that seems pretty cool. Like, you can roll, if you're on fire, rolling around will actually take away fire damage from you. So you can put yourself out. Fire spreads if you make contact with other people, so you can go and set like the enemy team on fire. There's some neat stuff going on with that. And it's also free. Ridiculously free.
It's free to play. I was so sad when I first opened it up and I was like, oh man, I've seen some of the costumes from this game. I'm going to dress up like crazy. But you have to buy all of the different costumes.
Yeah.
You can fine.
You can get it in the daily draw as well. Every day you get a chest to open, a random chest, and that can have a costume piece in it. Or it can just have a bunch of bloots for you to spend. I bought the starter pack, I think, and that gives you enough to buy a lot of gear. So you can just gear up however you want.
Yeah.
Also, dicks.
I had a ridiculous,
there are both dicks and
there
balls
are
in that
lots
game.
of dicks, yeah.
Dicks and
And
balls.
twerking.
Lots of balls.
You can twerk in that game.
Yes.
Yep.
It's a disturbing
I
thing.
wore a shirt that said legalize it. Thank you very much.
I have my beta tester hoodie that I run around with and a sharp fedora. That's really about it.
Nice, classy. That's a classy
They
look.
need to add neckbeard in there, and you get a nicer Cheetos or Mountain Dew sponsorship on your character. That would be pretty great. It's a good game, though. It's a lot of fun, and it's really popular on Steam right now. I'm just going to look up the charts for it, because, let's see, Steam Top 100. It was pretty high up in the charts the last time I checked. Let's see if it's still there. It's not in the top 10 anymore. It used to be. It's like number 15. It's got 18,000 people playing right now. That's a lot of fucking people.
Yeah.
It's pretty
It's
impressive.
fun, guys. It's fun.
Good game.
I definitely recommend it, and especially with it being free. It's great. Any upgrades that you make with, because there's actual money and then there's the bloots that we were talking about, and you get bloots just from playing the game. You can upgrade your weapon however you want just from playing it. It's literally only costumes that you would have to buy.
Yeah, that's very true. It's pretty fair. The best you can do is get a booster, and that's about it. And I've said before that I feel, and some people complain about it. It's like, pay to win, pay to win. I'm sorry, guys. Not everyone is Valve with infinite money. You can take risks like fucking Dota 2. Like, even Team Fortress 2 has a less fair business model than Loadout does. It really does.
Mm-hmm.
There are some weapons in that game that are flat out better than others, and you can buy them. Straight up buy them. And that's one of the best ways of acquiring the damn things. So don't get me started on that shit. I know people like to defend TF2, and yes, TF2 is a pretty fair business model, but it's not as fair as Loadout. And as far as Dota 2's, they could lose huge amounts of money on Dota, and it wouldn't make a fucking difference because it still gets people onto their client to play Dota. So it's a big, I've said it for like 2 years, it's a huge, huge loss leader for them. And not every game can do that. And I've actually spoken to a number of devs that went down the cosmetic route, and they have told me the numbers they got from those cosmetics. It's shit, guys. You can't afford to run a game on that alone. You've got to be super popular, and you've got to have engendered a huge amount of goodwill from your user base. And frankly, unless you can trade it for hats or shit, most people don't care. So don't even try. Like, if I recall correctly, they tried to go down that route with Super Monday Night Combat, and it was a disaster. And there was a bunch of other games that tried that, and it just didn't work out for them at all. So, be reasonable, folks. I know there are various levels of free-to-play, and I know pay-to-win gets bandied around a lot, but just be a bit reasonable when you understand that people do need to actually pay the rent. And it is fair to, say, have a 50% boost to acquiring stuff. Maybe I just can play less than you. If you're still more skilled than me, you should still be able to beat me anyway. What's the problem?
Loadout. Roadhouse.
Loadout's pretty good. Yeah.
Roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
Yeah. Loadout is pretty good, and you should probably play it. You play anything else?
Oh, can I? Here's my mobile suggestion.
Okay.
Of the week
That's
is Threes.
Threes is fucking great.
Threes is really fun. I met Asher right when he was kind of conceptualizing Threes, and he was explaining it to me, and I was like, this game sounds like I would hate it because it sounds like a lot of math.
Oh,
and he was like, no,
Certainly.
it wouldn't. I mean, I think that it'll be pretty easy. And I was like, all right. And I finally played it. It's awesome. He got the guy who did the art for Ridiculous Fishing does the art on all of the little faces for the numbers.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah, it's so cute. And like the higher of a number that you have, it gets more complex. And so you almost want to get higher and higher numbers so that you can see what the design is for that number, which is so silly. But basically the game is it's a grid system, and ones and twos combine into a three.
Yeah.
And then all multiples of three combine with each other. So 3s combine with 3s, 6s combine with 6s, 9s combine with 9s, and you're trying to get them to be a bigger and bigger and bigger number. And it's hilarious because there's so many videos online right now that are like, how to beat 3s. I'm like, really, guys?
How to beat 3s.
Oh my
Basic
God.
mathematics is how you beat 3s. But
Math is how you beat 3s.
I was very surprised to find that I liked that game. My wife got me to play it, and she's like, oh yeah, I've been playing this game. I'm like, that sounds like a thing I would hate. And I played it, and I found that actually I didn't. And I think it's very charming, but it's also stupidly satisfying. Like, the sliding mechanic works really well. The mathematics are very basic, you know. It's like, can you do basic multiplication? If yes, you'll probably be okay with 3s. And I actually found myself really digging it and wanting to play it again and again and again. It is a fantastic game. Really, really good. So get that instead of fucking Dungeon Keeper. Because, that's a mobile game that's worthy of your dollars of some description.
I think it's only on iOS.
Yes, I think so right now. Yeah.
So other Android users with me, we can weep together. But if you have an iPad or an iPod, you can play it.
You're
It's
good
super
to
fun.
go. Yeah. Thanks to Zach Scott Games for the footage that's in the background there. It's actually great, and I'm shocked by that because it shouldn't be. It has no fucking right to be, but it is.
Yeah, I played a couple other games, but one of them, really all I would have to say is I found this really crazy game that I spent hours trying to play, and then I finally beat it, and now I feel really satisfied, but it's this game called Crimsoness that I found on on one of those websites that just has all visual novels.
Okay.
And it was like, you play a girl who's freaking out about a test, and then you go on a rampage. And I was like, all right, that sounds interesting. It's an insane game. I played it on Valentine's Day when I got done with Friendzone. I came home and streamed some more.
Okay.
And I was like, guys, we're going to beat this Crimsoness game. And I played it, and everybody was like, what the fuck is happening? It's a sort of game where it sets it up. You like freak out while you're taking this test, and you like can't stand it anymore, and so you break out of the room, and then it gives you options of all the different places in the school that you can go, and you have to go in a specific order to build up your rage to the point where you can beat other areas. So like you can't just go wherever you want. Like you have to go to this area first because all you need to do is knock out that guy. But then you go to the next area and you have to kill this thing, and like, oh god, I spent so long. I played that game, and you only get 3 minutes to play it. You're on a time limit of 3 minutes to beat the game. And I was just like, oh god, I'm gonna just. It's great though.
Right.
If you like crazy games, I suggest Crimsoness. Super weird. Or you can just watch me speedrun it on my channel because I grabbed that as a highlight for my stream. Yeah, I played that, and other than that, it's pretty much normal stuff.
enough.
I haven't played Danganronpa yet because I can't find my charger.
Oh, I have it, and I don't know what the fuck you got me into, because I don't know what this stupid thing is. Like, I've played like an hour of it already, and all people are doing is talking, and there's a fucking bear, and I don't know. There's anime, there's this bear, there's a school, because every anime involves a school in some way, and people won't shut the fuck up. That's Danganronpa in a nutshell. I'm waiting for gameplay to happen. As of yet, there isn't any.
No, hold on. Persona 4 did the exact same shit. Persona 4 starts off with just like no gameplay for the longest time.
That is very, very true. Yeah, I'll absolutely give you that. Like, the first 2 hours of fucking Persona 4 are the worst, most boring
awful.
shit. I only pushed through the first 2 hours of Persona because Giant Bomb told me to. So alright, I will do it for you. I will do it for you guys, Jeff and Vinny. I'm gonna do it for you. And I finally got through it and got to the gameplay. I don't have someone doing that for me with Danganronpa. So I'm going to need someone to shove me forward.
I haven't played the game yet.
All right, well, you're going to play it. Get ahead of me and say, don't worry, gameplay will happen at some point.
Okay,
and
cool.
once that happens, then...
I don't want it to. I don't want it to.
There probably isn't any. There probably isn't any.
5 hours in, I'm like, I don't understand. I haven't played a game yet. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I'm definitely over an hour in and there's still no video game. So I'm getting a bit pissed off. There's a lot of anime bullshit and no video game. Yeah. I think it's about time we take a break. When we come back, I will just love to hear what Jesse has been playing.
I can't wait.
This is gonna be fantastic. You're watching the Corshell Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Co-Optional Podcast.
Can I tell a story?
You
That
can,
just happened.
and then we're going to hear a wonderful tale from Jesse Cox.
I'm
Here we
sitting
go.
here, I'm like, clicking at stuff, reading things, and Jesse out of nowhere goes, "Are you smoking right now?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And I thought because it's like kind of like bright in here, maybe it looked smoky, and I realized he thought the steam from my tea.
It was so hot.
Cigarettes.
There was a billow of what looked like cigarette smoke coming off from the table. And I looked up. I thought she had put. I'm just saying. And the way I asked it was like, "Are you fucking smoking?"
I was so confused.
Whatever.
Anywho, that's your story from our
That's your
break.
story, kids. Mwah, mwah.
That was
Enjoy.
really exciting. I'm glad that you shared that with us. We couldn't have done without it, surely.
I know, right?
Thanks. Much appreciated.
Now I think we should hear about what Jesse played and how much he,
He
loved the
went
game.
on an adventure, one might say a final adventure, into a fantastical land.
It was none of those things, sir.
Begin! Unleash!
Go on. Go on.
This week, I had the joy of playing Final Fantasy XIII 3 Lightning Returns, the final in a series of 3 games featuring characters such as Lightning and Hope and Snow and Fang. And if those names sound retarded to you, that's because they are. They are really dumb. And here's the thing. Here's the thing, kids. Square Enix is run by I think functional idiots. People who they have been in the company so long they're like, whatever, we're Japan and we honor our elders or some shit. In America, we would have sent them off to the home. They have guys who've been I don't like any of them. I don't. All the good guys left, and there's a few left who were like, we're gonna go work on Final Fantasy 15, but I'm not even gonna play that game now because F them. I can't even. My thoughts are all jumbled. Let me explain Final Fantasy 13 3 to you. Lightning, a character with no charisma or actual character or any likability
Can we just
whatsoever.
change her name to Jennifer Hale? Like, it's just easier.
It's not Jennifer Hale, is it?
Yeah?
Lightning is Jennifer Hale?
Of course it is.
No.
You've heard her speak, right? She's obviously Jennifer Hale.
No. Look, it doesn't
Looking
matter.
it up. Looking
yeah.
it up.
Anyway, because Jennifer Hale actually has talent, and I refuse to believe that she would lose talent in order to play this character.
Am I? Yeah, I must have been wrong, huh? Who is?
Yeah, I was
who
about to
is
say.
Like, yeah, that's weird. She sounds a lot like Jennifer Hale. Maybe I'm just hearing every female voice actress is Jennifer Hale now.
No,
Yeah,
no,
you're
no,
like,
sir.
they're all
I know
Jennifer
Jennifer
Hale.
Hale.
Yeah.
I know Jennifer Hale, sir, and she is no Jennifer Hale. So, anyway.
Who is the English voice actress for this? I'm finding out. All right, continue. Ali Hillis, apparently.
So, I think people are saying she voiced Liara in Mass Effect. So, there.
Okay. Also a character completely devoid of personality, so I guess that works.
So here's the deal, folks. I want to explain. I'm gonna try to get the build up for you. It's been a while, so I don't think a spoiler finger is necessary for Final Fantasy 13 and 13-2's plot. But
I should probably put it on anyway because people are going to complain.
all right.
Give me a sec. Let me make sure that it's set up
I
properly.
will go back to hitting on Lightning. So Lightning is a character that was created basically by oh god, what the hell is his name? Toriyama Yomigachi? Something doesn't fucking matter. I don't care about that guy.
Toriyama Tamagotchi? What's it?
Yep. So whoever the guy, chat will correct me really quick here.
I'm
But
sure
whoever
they
that guy is, he started as just a low-level functionary back in the Final Fantasy 7 days and has worked his way up. And I guess, like, fuck it, give this asshole a game. And so they did. So he made Lightning. And Lightning is like his little pet baby love. And so he keeps making games with her. And she's unbearable as a main character. She is devoid of reason to care. Example of two characters.
Right. Going live with spoiler warning now. So let me know when you're done with spoilers and I can turn this off. There we go.
The example of two characters, two prime characters that are in the same range, Lightning and Squall. Final Fantasy VIII Squall. Squall said nothing but ... and was involved in a love story that actually you were like, oh shit, this is a good love story. Lightning is like, I just, I'm so mad at things. All right, anyway. Final Fantasy 13 was a story that made no sense to begin with. It was basically God made things that made the earth, and then we came along, but then people lived in a place called Cocoon, which was in the middle of the earth, but it was floating above it. It was a garbage story that was basically like a thrown away episode of Evangelion, that anime. It's basically a throwaway episode of that. And in the end, spoiler, oh my god, all the bad guys were part of like God's crew, but they weren't the gods though, because the gods, I mean, they have to be nice. It was like the guys. So then you beat them, and the stupid plot. I don't want to fucking talk about this game. God damn it.
You're going to, because
You have
otherwise,
to.
this is the only interesting thing you've got to say this show. So fucking get on with it.
I can't even just. So then 13-2 is a plot where Lightning, the main character, vanishes, and you play as her sister, an even less interesting character. And then his sister, basically, you kill the goddess of death so everyone lives forever. And then you do all this stupid shit with time travel, and it's 500 years in the future. Spoiler, in the end, Sarah gets killed. The main character dies. And so then 13-3 is later in the future where everyone's still the same age because no one dies or ages. And Lightning returns as God's chosen one to take the souls of the people living and collect them so that when God in 13 days destroys the world and starts over, that they can make a new world with those souls. Here's the fucking fun of it. The game's timed. Because you only have 13 days before the world ends, the game's a timed game. So it's a Final Fantasy game done in the style of Majora's Mask, where it's you have all these quests to do, and the game literally tells you. It says, Hope tells you in the most boring fucking way possible, Lightning, you only can do so much in a day, so remember, you have to kill, Jesus Christ, that's what I want to do. You have to save all these people, and if you save them, you're going to have to neglect others, which is basically the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Like, I get making choices, and some choices have different outcomes, but this is basically saying, like they even say it in the game, you have to be economic about it. Some things will take longer than others, so only pick the ones that will fit in your day. Why the fuck do I want to do that? That's not an RPG. That's not what it's about. It's not about doing that, like, minutia shit where it's when they go, that's right, time is money. Fuck you. No, it's not. Get out of here. I'm playing this game for an escape from real life where time is money. I don't want to deal with this shit in a game that I just paid $60 for, you assholes. I want to do all the stupid quests. I want to save as many people as possible. I want to go on an adventure and have fun. And the most insulting thing about the entire affair is these characters who don't have any emotion, who never did originally. The game this time literally says, God brought us back, but without our emotions. So we can just work through this.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Not even joking. They literally say...
What a good workaround.
And there is like time stop magic and all sorts of stupid shit like that. But that is... I don't fucking care. Like, the entire premise is go watch the intro video. And if you can get past the intro's pretentiousness, where it's like, God brought me back, and I have 13 days to save the world. And it's so just... It's the worst. It is the worst. I can't even fully form all my hatred for this in like a cohesive... I'd have to write an essay to express how angry I am at this game. Then, here's the best part. All the plot points that you expect in the first like hour of the game do come true. So, spoilers, for those of you... No one's going to fucking play this game. If you're playing it right now, just turn me down. Spoilers for how the game ends. Basically, at the beginning, when you find Hope, and Hope is a little boy again, and he's not his older self from Final Fantasy X2, or 13-2, turns out that he's actually like Titus from 10, where he's just like a figment. God created him just to watch over you. He's not even real. And then, here's the thing, then God, it turns out he's not really even a good guy. He's kind of a bad guy, and he wants Lightning to be the new goddess of death. Oh, here's the best part. Then at the end, when you save all your friends, because that's, you save all your friends, because of course that shit was going to happen. You go and you fucking kill God, and then you remake the world, wait for it, pause, as Earth. There you go, go fuck yourself, Final Fantasy. Go fuck yourself.
You know,
And at the last cutscene is Lightning riding a train in, like, Europe, getting off a train. You see, like, minivans and shit, and she looks up and there's a jet flying, and it's like, I did it, guys. Like, no, fuck you. You ruined it. I had to explain to someone why this angers me so much, and because some guy, apparently Tumblr, not a fan that I don't like Final Fantasy 13. Who knew that they had weird ideas on Tumblr?
well,
So,
I mean, it has a female lead character. Ergo, if you dislike the game, then you are the patriarchy. But feel free
here's
to
the
continue.
thing. She's not, like, she's a female lead character, but she's an uninteresting, like, she has no depth to her. What makes
Well, yeah, she's
characters
just
interesting-
like she's not. She might as well be genderless, from what I could tell,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
she has no aspects of either outside of the aesthetic.
And here's the thing, the other characters in the game do. And that's why I pushed through Final Fantasy 13 1, because I was like, Lightning is boring as shit. Hope is just insufferable. But the other characters, like Vanille and Fang and Saj and Snow, they're actually interesting characters that have depth to them. And
Okay.
so it's fun to find their story and see what they're doing. This one is legitimately like, it's just Lightning and Hope. And all the other characters, you meet them, you find them, you help them, but they aren't really a major integral part of the story. And so you're stuck with the two most boring, bland characters, and it's really sad that this game is that. And so it's insulting to just to have to deal with it, I think, is what I'm trying to say. But the big thing that I got out of it when I tried to explain to someone is that the last time there was a Final Fantasy game that was not in this 13 universe or influenced by 13 in some way, because even 14 has like events where Lightning shows up. It's like, no one cares. But
Well, it's
was 12.
And
12 was
12 was a good
2006.
old-fashioned, good fucking story that was taken entirely from Star Wars, but it's like,
Yeah.
that
But
was
12
that was a story, and it had interesting characters, and
The
it had
characters made 12.
Yeah.
If you 12 had Balthier and Fran, who were basically Han and Chewbacca, and it was
Yep.
great. It was a Star Wars story, but it was fun. The ending wasn't that great. The ending was kind of stupid as shit, but the story getting to the ending and all that was a blast.
I liked
And-
12, and it was good.
But that was 2006. So that is
Yeah.
8 years ago was the last time we had a game that wasn't Lightning centric, which is insane. And so you had Final Fantasy 13 2009, 13.2 in 2011, and now 13.3 now. And so they did the Final Fantasy 7 treatment on characters that are so
That no one gives a fuck about.
unlikable.
Yeah.
And this is the crazy thing. In Japan, they love Lightning. Lightning
Yeah.
is their number one favorite. And so they're doing all their I guess based on a poll they took, Lightning is like, fuck it, we're gonna throw Lightning in everything. Which is just not cool, because
I'm really
I
interested
get
to know
that
why
is.
that is. Yeah, I want to know why is it that Japan likes Lightning. There's got to be a reason for it.
I don't understand, because she's not, like, going back to the point of a lead character, and especially a lead female character. It doesn't matter that she's a woman. She has no personality, so she's
Yeah.
devoid of personality. And then what makes it even more insulting is because she's a woman, they give her thousands of outfits to dress up as in this game, and they're all sluttier than the next. They aren't like functional. They're like, she has an armor, so she has like a chest plate, but then the sides of the armor is completely missing, so you can see like side boob and back and stuff. And it's like, I don't understand.
They did the whole dress him up thing
Who
with
this appeals-
10-2. Why couldn't they have just left it there?
And I don't
Dude,
understand.
And it was
I don't
great in
understand
10 too. Like it had like a purpose.
Well, 10-2 was basically Charlie's Angels, let's be
It
honest.
was great. It was great. I loved 10 too. But
I just don't. I mean, I would love to know what goes on. Like, I want to go to Japan so badly just so I can experience the culture, just so I can learn why this is a thing. Because I feel like if I went there,
I can't find a single piece of evidence online that the Japanese actually like this. Like, everything
They
I'm finding
love-
right now is they hate it. Like, there's an article here from 2010 on bump.org. It says, why the Japanese hate Final Fantasy 13. Like, this is from Japanese Amazon reviews.
Well, this is actually something that I got numbers on, because I during the break I knew this was going to come up.
Okay.
Turns out that, and this just I'm convinced, and a lot of people, when you read comments on when people talk about, for example, Final Fantasy 15, the guy who created 13 basically hinted that we'll see Lightning again, and Final Fantasy 15 is rumored to be connected to the 13 universe.
Oh, dumb.
So it's like, you got to be fucking kidding. But it's all rumor, so I don't know. I still have some hope, but really at this point, I'm not excited for 15 at all. But so just to show you that I think it might just be an obsession within the company or the guy who created it, because here just shows you the figures. Final Fantasy 13, 6.9 million in sales. Final Fantasy 13 2, 2.86. And so if you take the two, all right, so maybe if you add another 2 years on and say they even got the same amount of sales, it's still down. And then if you look at Lightning Returns, we can't really say any big numbers yet, but the one thing we do know,
well, we can, because it's been out in Japan for several months.
Well, that's what I was going to say. The one thing we do know is that Final Fantasy X, the remaster version, sold twice as many as Final Fantasy 13 3, if not more. So even in the country where apparently this is like a big fucking deal, the remastered game that is, I don't even know, 16, 17, 18 years old, 20 years old at this point, did better than Lightning Returns. And it's because those characters were interesting as shit, and that game actually had a plot. Crazy. And it
also had Blitzball. Can't fucking compete with that.
Yeah, Blitzball.
I just don't understand. I don't understand why it exists. And people were like, you're overreacting and this isn't a big thing. Final Fantasy is that was my shit. That's the first video games that I ever played ever. And so I'm very deeply invested in the Final Fantasy franchise. And when people are saying that you're overreacting, imagine playing something 8 years ago and then being subjected to like shit over the course of 8 years from your favorite, and you constantly are throwing goodwill their way. You're like, I really, really want this to be good. Please be good. And the best thing I could associate with was like, it felt to me like if you were a big Star Wars fan, how the last couple of years of your life have been, where it's just like, I really want to like
Dungeon Keeper, or anything like that. Anyone who likes a classic franchise and then sees it kind of go completely wrong, I think understands exactly how that feels.
It's one of those things where you just don't. It's because I don't understand. I don't get why. Like, you can even tell when I was at PAX Prime, Square had a booth set up and had all these games there. There was no line for Lightning Returns. I walked up and played it, was like, all right, and walked away, and there was no one behind me. And it's one of those things like, people are not excited for this yet. They keep coming out with it, and they keep forcing this character.
No one in the West gives a shit about Lightning or Final Fantasy 13 at all.
Yeah, I'm like, it would absolutely shock me if the people in, obviously not here, but even the people in Japan were really in love with Lightning, because typically the two types of female characters that they love are like the really abrasive, violent, strong woman and the really demure, kind of childlike woman, both of which have very specific personalities, right? That are extremes in certain ways. And Lightning is so monotone in her emotions and in her inflections and in her everything. She's got cool pink hair. Is it? It's over.
Toriyama is the guy's name, and he's the dude who was in charge of the 13 franchise. And he has the credit of being with Square for a long time. Like, he was there back in the day when all the like big wigs, the guys who made the best games I think ever made, were there. But he was always like that underling guy, and they're like, here, go, take this. And I truly believe he's in love with this character. Like, there's no other reason. Like, he wants her to be so successful, I think personally, that he's like, here, just take her. Because I see no reason. Like, you can even tell in the opening, like I said, go watch the opening of Lightning Returns, the cinematic, and you can even tell then you have two characters talking at the beginning. It's Lightning and Hope, and Lightning's like, I'm back, gotta take on the world. And Hope's like, watch out, Lightning, things are going down. And then you see Snow for the first time, and he's like, what are you trying to do? And he's all like brooding over his girlfriend's death. He's been alive for 5. He's like an emotional wreck, and he presides over a carnival of the damned. Like, that's fucking interesting. Lightning's like, I'm gonna save your soul. And he's like, do it, Lightning! Fucking do it! And he's like, I will then, if you want me to. He's like, what the fuck is your problem? She's like, I'm just here to help. It's like, what? Where is the game where all these, like, I can't, I don't understand why it's such a beloved game. Meanwhile, all these other characters exist in the universe. Like, I can even get behind when they were like, let's make 5 million Final Fantasy VII games, because everything was interesting about that game. Even the characters who were boring as
everyone
shit.
fucking loved it. So even when you got some shit like Dirge of Cerberus coming along, which was an absolute pile of crap,
the
game was shit. But I will agree with Dodger. It was a fun game. Even the fact that they had, I'm trying to think of what the Japanese singer, whatever his name was, who was like the bad guy. It was amazing. Like a J-Rock guy was a bad guy in that game. It was so cheesy, but it was fun as shit. And you got to play as the vampire from the series, which is pretty awesome.
You know, that's a reasonable spin-off. But let's be honest, no one is asking for another game with fucking lightning in it.
No, and that's it's something that, like, and I think I truly believe that I said way back when on a podcast long ago that Lightning Returns, I was looking forward to it because they were changing the gameplay, they were changing all this stuff, and it was a new start for this series. And I was like, you know what? Good, give me something new, freshen me up.
Can I turn the spoiler alert off now?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was legitimately just the worst game. And I bought the strategy guide because I wanted to make the playthrough I was going to do really, really good. I was like, if I'm going to do a playthrough, I want to know where I'm going to go. Because usually with Final Fantasy games, after I played 5 and 6 way back in the day, and 4, I realized that, like, there's a lot of hidden shit that I will never find. I don't want to have to play 40 hours to go find it again. So when I got 7 and 8 and 9, 10, I just had a guide the entire time. So I got everything there was to get, and I experienced the entire story, and I was like, that's why I'm here. I'm not here to be challenged. I'm here to find the story and experience it.
Yeah.
And when it came to this one, the strategy guide is split in like 15 sections, and so it isn't just one page tells you like 6, like all the things to do. It's because the game's time limited. Each thing's in a section. So if you want to do the main story, there's one section. But if you want to do the main story plus other things, there's another section. If you want, like, it's as poorly put together as the game itself. And it's just like,
well, let's be honest, you've got a feel for the guys who had to write that shit. Considering it's not like, oh, just find everything with the aid of the dev. Like, no, you've got to do all these other different runs that are all sorts of different shit because it's all timed. Like, that sounds like an absolute nightmare to write.
One of the things that, and I'll try and find it here, because someone mentioned, like, what's the difference between this, Jesse, and, say, for example, a game like Chrono Cross, where you had to make choices in Chrono Cross. And it's true. But the difference is in Chrono Cross, like if you were picking, for example, Lena or Kid, like in the beginning of the game, and you had to make little choices, it flowed with the game. So you made choices based on, like, oh, I got to know this character, or I feel like a connection with this character. Oh, she's cute. I want her in my group. Or you have all these weird little things that you feel, but it never feels forced, right? RPGs have done that forever, right? In Final Fantasy VI, you had to make a choice between taking... if you took Sabin and Edgar, you got their flashback cutscene. If you took Shadow, like there was an entire portion of the game where, depending on who you took, you got flashback, and you have to replay the game in order to see someone else's story. Which, you know, that's been around forever, but you did it based on like who you cared about and what you wanted to know and who you wanted to play with. And that's been around in RPGs forever. Like, that's the choices you make, right? Choices you make in a game affect the outcome of the game. Lightning Returns forces that mechanic on you from the get-go. It says you have X amount of time to do this, so you can only save this many people. And it would be, I would have a different opinion if it was like, you only have X amount of time to beat the game, and if you do the side quests, great. But you can fit them in. Like, you can fit them in, and they can happen. But this is saying, like, you can do this, this, and this, but you must choose who you're going to help. You know nothing about these people. Just, you know,
that's what I was about to say. Like, you're not making choices based on any actual complete information. You're making choices based on numbers and statistics at that point, which
and
that's not a role playing game. Yeah, you're right. That isn't an RPG.
It literally said, like, there's a conversation not 2 hours in the game where it's literally like, we have to be economic about this, Lightning, and Lightning's like, yep, time is money. No, that's not an RPG. I want to feel something. I don't want to feel like like, there's a rush element to it that in Majora's Mask you felt rushed, but it was never like, oh shit, I'm gonna miss out on a lot of stuff. It was just like, I need to get to the end so I can save the world. This is like, I'm gonna miss out on all these things to do in this world. and my choice is either I save this little girl wants to find her doll, or I go over here and help this other. Like, it was really
there's really annoying kind of arbitrary choices, just kind of forcing you to make a choice for the sake of forcing you to make a choice. Which
and the reason they can get away with
really
that,
a choice at all.
Yeah, the reason they got away with it is because then they like I said, they say we the two main characters have no emotions. God took away our emotions so that we can get this task done without feeling for them, and that's how they proceeded to make the game as an emotionless game where you are going through the motions of saving this world, but there's nothing in you that says like, oh, I want to save this world. Like I do not feel. I said I do not feel a connection to any of these characters in this game. I felt no connection. In 13, there were moments where you're like, that's really cute, and I get it. But in this, like, 12 goes so far off the rails in the form of silly that, or not 12, but 13.2 goes off the rails in the form of silly that 13.3, when it comes around and they try to bring it back and make it serious, they go so serious that it's just procedural. And you're just doing things because you have to do it. And like I said, when someone asked me, I was like, who wants to play an RPG without any feeling? That's the whole point of a game, is to feel. Like, why play a role-playing game if you experience no emotion from playing it? Why not play a platformer, or why not play an FP? Like, you know, there's other games you can play for fun. An RPG is played for you connecting to something in that story. That's why they exist. That's why you role play.
Well, yeah,
and I was like,
that's the thing. That you can't play a role without having enough information to play that role. And if the role playing aspect of that game, outside of the battles and so forth, is to make choices and decide who lives and who dies, well, you can't do that if you're not presented with enough information to properly do that in the first place. It's a clear weakness in storytelling.
What really pissed me? Give me 1 second. What really pissed me off was that the side quests are where you get the experience, not the main story. So they force you then to make these choices. They're like, make hard choices, asshole, if you want to level up.
What?
What a fucking awful game.
That sucks. I was just gonna ask, how long did it take you to beat the game?
I played until, I don't even know, 3 hours in, and then I just went and watched some other guy beat it because I refused to give myself the time.
Really?
Yeah, I watched a Japanese playthrough of it because I didn't even want to bother myself, because if you watch the 3 videos I made of it, in the very first video I call like, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen, and this is gonna happen, because it's so blatantly obvious. And I just went and watched some other guy play it, and literally everything I said was gonna happen was either a version of it or it happened. And then I went and saw the ending and was like, what? And so I went to every forum associated, like Game FAQs and some of the Final and everyone was just like, I've never been so disappointed. People were comparing it to Mass Effect, like Mass Effect 3, the kind of ending where it's like, I just don't understand why they went that way. And everyone's saying it feels like a cop-out. It feels, I don't know. So I guess if you were invested, like, I've never been invested in the story, so I don't care, but I guess if you were invested, a lot of people were really disappointed. And be disappointed. Let them know that they disappointed you.
Yeah.
Because Squeenix is getting by on goodwill, and they have been getting by on goodwill for a decade.
I'm quite surprised they're still getting by in goodwill, honestly. Like, and I'm talking about Square Enix Japan here, because I haven't got enough good things to say about Square Enix outside of Japan. Like, not only do they play ball with us like all the time, they're really YouTuber friendly. They always get review copies, and they're publishing really good games. But yeah, the Japanese end of Square Enix development, not only is it crazy when it comes to YouTube and like nukes content creators from orbit for no apparent reason, but they're also producing games that don't make you can't see what exactly they're trying to do with it. You don't know what is your artistic vision, what are your design goals here, and why the fuck are you continuing to roll along with this character that no one in the West gives a damn about?
It's a weird. I mean, I think. And I'd have to find this, and this could just be me being insane, but I almost am positive there was an interview 2 years ago where they literally said, we're only concerned about the Japanese fans. Like, I'm pretty sure that was like, when I'm talking about the Final Fantasy franchise, like, we care what they think.
They're not the only ones. Like, if you look at Sega Japan in particular, they're very much like that. I'm actually going to parallel what you're saying to the Shining Force thing. And the reason I'm going to do that is because Shining Force comes along, and initially, Shining Force is part of the Shining series. Yeah, there's like Shining in the Darkness and Shining the Holy Ark, which are these kind of first-person dungeon crawlers, kind of like Dungeon Master, but kind of a Japanese spin on it. Pretty good for what they were. Shining Force is basically a competitive Fire Emblem, and it's very good at what it does. You know, I love Shining Force to death. But then they started making Shining Force games that weren't that. And there were basically shitty JRPGs. Shining Force Neo, Shining Force XR, and a bunch of other Shining games. And the Western fans are like, well, what the fuck are you doing? And they keep doing this. And it gets to the point where the Western fans start a campaign called Save Our Shining Force, which is... It's like they're trying to get because there were 4 discs in total for Shining Force 3, but only 1 was ever officially released in English. So they wanted like everything like packaged up and released like on a next-gen console or whatever, which, you know, is a reasonable request considering how many HD remakes they've been making. But more to the point, they wanted a traditional Shining Force game to be made. And what happened was, one of the Shining Force designers basically went apeshit after reading this stuff, and basically was saying that they were being attacked and harassed by this group, and all these takedowns that I was talking about, part of it was in relation to that. There were just like vlogs talking about Shining Force and wanting a traditional Shining Force game. And what they were saying is, fuck you, because the Japanese love what we've done with Shining Force by turning it into a crappy kind of JRPG instead of the tactical kind of Fire Emblem game that they had done previously. And all the guys in the West are like, well, screw this, you've abandoned the core principles of why we like this series, so we're going to abandon you. And it seems like Final Fantasy has very much been going the same way, only it's got more brand clout, so it's surviving longer, and people are giving it more benefit of the doubt than they did to Shining Force, because it's such a venerated series. But that patience has its limits, surely.
And I will say, I want to correct I don't think Square Enix is what I meant. I think Final Fantasy as a franchise has a lot of like goodwill. Square Enix are like producing some, or I guess publishing some very good games
in the West.
The problem is they don't see it that way. And I think we talked about this before. Tomb Raider did fantastically well, and they were like, "Oh, total failure." What?
It's like, no, your expectations were far too high.
And they're all over the place. Like, it's very strange. And so, Final Fantasy 15 apparently has some of the old school guys working on it. Apparently, it's supposed to be one of those like, we're gonna change the game. I refuse. I cannot simply buy into hype anymore with them. It's just like with MMOs, where when someone's like, it's gonna be this, and this, it's gonna be fantastic. I'm like, okay, show me. And it's I can't. I've been on the hype trains. I'm too old for that shit now. It's all BS, and it's pissing me off.
Yeah.
And I can't handle being like, oh yes, no, Final Fantasy is my favorite franchise. Their games are some of my favorite games, but they're not. It's not my franchise. I can't tolerate them anymore. They've butchered what I loved and killed it. So Star Wars fans, I feel you. I feel you out there.
Yeah. Or Star Trek fans, for me in particular, it's like, come on, I'm backing Kickstarters to have fan films made for God's
You
sake.
didn't like Insurrection?
The funny thing about Insurrection is I think that was better than Nemesis was, which was just a shitty action movie. Like, Insurrection is actually kind of like a Star Trek episode. It's just like an episode, yeah. Yeah, like, it's just an extended episode with a bigger budget. But the thing is, every time they make a Star Trek film, they have to fill it full of action and shit because it's a film. Whereas you can have you can have weeks of Next Generation where not a phaser is fired. And that's fine because it's not
every
about
episode
that.
Is filled with experiencing characters and cultures
and philosophy and things. That's what makes Star Trek kind of cool.
When Data goes on a date, that is the best episode.
Yeah, because it's all of those like episodes where it's kind of exploring what it means to be human. Like, isn't it? There's a whole episode in that where it's nothing but Picard sitting around a debate table with a bunch of Starfleet officers that want to basically claim that they own Data as a piece of Starfleet property, arguing that he is a sentient being and stuff like that. And that's the whole episode. 45 minutes of arguing.
It's awesome.
It's considered to be a great episode. And then when you watch like the latest Star Trek films, they abandon a huge amount of what made that. There's a lot of what's going on with Star Trek Into Darkness, it's a massive kind of ham-fisted attempt. It's like, oh, look, this is what happens with terrorism and fear, and freedom isn't free, and if you give up your liberties for this, you deserve neither. It's like, stop shoving that shit into Star Trek in such a ham-fisted way. Because, the series in even the 60s dealt with issues like racism and apartheid and all that kind of stuff way better. Way better.
Selling. Without like they did it without coming out to say it. Like they didn't say like, oh, we have moved on from those stupid. Like they never really.
It was so blatant in Into Darkness. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I liked part of it, and I thought that Khan was reasonably represented, and there was some fun bits in it, give or take. But like they really said, hey, look, guys, current affairs, shove it in your face. Like no subtlety whatsoever. At all in regards to that. There's like the whole thing is just chalked up with NSA, military industrial complex, NSA, just shoved in there in a typical ham-fisted Hollywood fashion. And that's not the Star Trek that I grew up to love, and still love to this day.
There you go. That's
Final
why
Fantasy.
when people say you're overreacting, if you're a fan, you can never overreact. Like if you have put your time and energy.
Well, that's why I should never be a fan, because it leaves you vulnerable, and it
does.
As much as I hate to say it, it leaves me vulnerable to seeing Star Trek get mangled because I grew up with
Lost,
it.
Guys, I sat through 5 years of Lost and got to season
products.
6, and I literally just lost my shit. That last episode,
God,
I was silent in rage. So
products will fuck you over. Don't get emotionally invested in them. Simple as that. Don't be a fan of anything.
That's not living, TB.
Yes, it is.
That's not living.
It's a beautiful life. You kidding me? You don't get upset at anything. If you get too invested in it, you end up like me with fucking gray hairs and shit because you got invested in what like your viewers think and you got upset about it. Don't do that.
I would like to say we are far less obsessed than say the average sports fan who wears everything from their team, is like ludicrous crazy, like I got to cheer now or else they're gonna miss
from
this.
my team, but.
Yeah, so like everyone has something that they get behind, be it sports or politics or a video game.
You just got to be careful about how far you get behind it, because the more you connect yourself to something, the more you leave yourself open to be like hit in the gut by it, and you can't trust the company not to fuck it up.
The more that you let something become part of like your identity, then if that thing gets compromised, you feel like some part of you has been attacked.
Yeah,
and that's when it can be
it?
damaging to you as a person.
But I mean that's true for like YouTubers as well. We've said it many times before. If you feel like too invested in what a YouTuber does or the YouTube channel, and then they change something or anything like that, you perceive it as a personal attack on you, and it's like, no, it's not a personal attack on you. We don't even know who you are. We're doing a change here. Like, we're not friends. Don't pretend. I'm not going out of my way to personally insult you or attack your very existence.
I don't know. Dodger does all the time. She
obviously
personally goes out of her way to attack everybody.
That's true.
That's all of her vlogs. All of her vlogs when she talks, she's talking directly to you and insulting you in some way. It's code though. Only us YouTubers know about it.
Can I ask a question that's been bugging me, because you've worn TB.
Yo.
You wore the same shirt on the last podcast. You're wearing it on this podcast,
I shaved my head.
I still don't know what it says. I shaved my head and all I got.
What was this lousy beta key? I have like 3 of these shirts. I just wear them because they're comfortable. It's an old PlanetSide 2 promo shirt that I just happen to have.
Oh, they did that for Far Cry 3 at PAX
the
East
Mohawk
last
thing?
year.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they did this like silly little promo event that I happened to be at because I was like there at the time. And they did like a head shaving thing, and you could get beta key access, and it was it was just a silly little marketing event or whatever. But I happened to get a bunch of these t-shirts, and when I like don't have a good t-shirt to wear, like fuck it, throw this on. I'm not going out today. I don't give a shit. So it's it's comfortable. I just ordered a bunch of I ordered a random grab bag from there's a site called T Fury, which I got that. Remember that Danger Rose shirt. The Pacific Rim one. They're doing a grab bag thing right now where it's $6 for random shirts. You have no idea what they are. So I just ordered 10 of them, and I have no idea what shit I'm gonna get. So
Everyone will be like, you'll have shirts where you don't get the reference at all, and everyone will be like, "Oh, that's awesome!" And you're like, "Yep, yeah, it is."
Just wear it ironically.
Yes, it is.
I don't even wear those when I leave the house. They're just like those are usually pretty comfortable, or I'll wear them if I'm going to a con or whatever where that fits. But I don't know. Walking around in graphic tees is no. I don't. That's not really something that I would do. But they're comfortable. You can wear them in the house. Yeah, so there's that.
You can wear the. You
There's
could wear whatever you want in the
You
house.
can wear them on a podcast, and people will say they're awesome, even though you secretly hate them.
Yep. Dodger.
His shirt.
Indeed.
So no, someone in chat actually mentioned that, it's kind of sad that the younger generations will see the newer things and think that that represents the whole product. And it's not sad in that you think it might happen. It's sad because it is true. I'll never forget, and I think I've mentioned this many times, but it proves a point. When I was interning to be a teacher, like you have to go and teach in someone else's classroom.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
The guy I was teaching at, he was talking about World War II, and I was talking about stormtroopers, right? And I made a joke about Star Wars,
Star Wars
right?
Stormtroopers, yeah.
And the kids in the class were like, "You mean clone troopers?" And I was like, "Fuck it, I'm done." I was like, "Nope, not clone troopers." I was like, I just stone faced and like.
I'm
Similar,
really
yes.
surprised the kids wouldn't know about Stormtroopers, though. Like, they're that ingrained
Yeah.
in culture that
No,
it's
these
really...
were these were young kids. This was a 6th grade class.
Okay.
And so they were like, "Clone troopers?" Like, oh my god. It's like, you're young, so I'm not gonna slap you across the face. But
Stop it.
it was
Yeah.
like, you need to stop, guys. So that's one of those things
Similar issue with Pokemon with my kid. It's like, well, he doesn't know that the original 150 were the original 150. So the attachment to things like Pikachu or whatever, he doesn't have that.
Right.
you start to. I'm just gonna say, the older you get, the more you start to understand your parents a little bit, and
Yeah,
I
yeah,
feel
yeah.
like.
Right. I
feel
was
like-
just thinking that.
I feel like we're at the point where we are slowly. It's like when people talk about the 50s, like back in the day, like back when I was a kid, it was so.
Yeah,
people
back
that
in
went
my
on the
day.
street gangs, and it's like, was it really like that? And sometimes you have to wonder, like maybe Final Fantasy was never that good, or like maybe like Star Trek was never that good. But it's like, fuck it, I don't care. I'm gonna live in my fantasy. I don't care about you guys. It was great.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Getting old, guys.
Apparently we are, yes. Apparently we are. That's actually quite sad.
But Dodger still hates you, everyone. So just know that. And the
I
older
hate
she gets,
Hates
each
you in
and
code.
every one of you.
In code.
oh,
Should we, before we go to the break, just because it's kind of news, but also sort of part news, part cultural phenomenon, should we talk about Twitch Plays Pokemon for a minute?
Just can't.
You know what? We should.
Oh,
yeah.
dear.
It's incredible.
That is one of the coolest kind of gaming social experiments I've ever seen, but I'm already getting completely sick of the meme subculture that is jumping up around it.
Yeah, but-
That's already bothering me a lot.
guys, that dude is making so much money.
How many ads is he running? I wonder, like, when is he running ads on that?
I only get ads when the page refreshes.
Oh, is it he's just running pre-rolls?
I mean, I
Wow.
don't know.
He's probably not. He
But I
needs to
don't-
make more bank than this. Like with 100,000 viewers, if you were running, say, 1 or 2 minute commercial every half an hour, which is like a reasonable amount for Twitch, you would make a huge amount of money on that.
He'd have a lot of money.
Yeah, absurd amounts of money. Yeah,
But if you're automatically running ads, then there would be chunks of the stream that everyone would miss out on, right?
in theory, not everyone would because it never plays ads for everyone. Plus, like, there's turbo
Right.
users. You could also, like, have a subscriber option, I suppose, things like that.
Right,
But,
right.
you know, it really comes down to whether or not he just wants to make a shit ton of money or whether he just wants to run this kind of bizarre social experiment, which is... I mean, the social experiment in itself is just incredibly funny. Like, it... And I love the fact that it exists. The fact that
It's
Yeah.
really fun.
someone
Yeah.
thought, let's actually put monkeys with typewriters to the test is incredible.
It works.
Awesome. Absolutely
Yes.
love that. I mean, I won't watch it in a million years, but it's kind of like Eve. Like, I want to hear the stories about the bullshit. Apparently, they deleted some really high-level Pokemon or some shit, and everyone has now started some there's some nonsense about the Helix fossil or whatever, and leading the lamb astray, and apparently replaced the best Pokemon with an Eevee or some shit. And it took them a day to get past this kind of cliff area because people kept sending them down to the previous one over and over and over again. I tuned in last night for about 5 minutes, and I saw they were in that stupid maze with the arrows on the ground where it'll send you a particular direction. I'm like, fuck it, it's going to take you forever to get out of this. I am out. I am fucking out.
Well, while I was putting up all my posters, I had it just up full screened the whole time.
Yeah.
And it took hours for them to get past a tree that they needed to cut down.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was just it was infuriating just watching the guy like walk back and forth and then line up with the tree, and you were like, oh, come on guys.
Yeah.
And then he'd like move around again and not be lined. And then there would be the people in the chat that were freaking out, just being like, okay, we need to go in that house that's right in front of the tree, and that way when we come out, everybody only press down, nobody press left or right, and then we'll open up the start menu, and then we'll be able to cut the tree. It's just like, it took hours. It took hours. I was freaking out when they finally cut the tree. I was like, you did it. You wind up getting invested the longer you watch it.
Someone's claiming they changed it to a voting system now. No, they didn't do that, surely, because
No.
There's no way they've done anything like that. That would break the whole point. Yeah, it's just a bot that takes as many inputs as it can.
Yeah.
Surely. That's what it is. That's why it's kind of hilarious. There's actually another stream that came off it, which is RNG Plays Pokemon, which is just a random number generator, which is doing the controls. But it looks like that actually doesn't work. From what I can tell, it seems like it's stuck in the starter area fighting level 3 Pokemon with like a level 37 Charizard or some shit. And it can't get out of that. But, okay, apparently they reversed the voting.
Good.
No, they shouldn't put the voting in it. Like, you've got to let that go. Like, it is a piece of controlled chaos. Let it do what it does. Let it do what it does. Like, don't do any of this democracy shit. And if they're doing that, they're kind of ruining the whole point of it.
Right. It's interesting to see the investment people have in it, and then the investment of the trolls who are there just to ruin it.
Yeah.
And it's incredible. It's like a little microcosm.
Yeah, it's an amazing social
internet.
experience.
Yeah, it's pretty great. So,
yeah, apparently there are two systems which you can kind of
switch
between. So, which is interesting. But I should have another look at RNG Plays Pokemon actually and see where it got, because again I tuned into it last night and it was getting nowhere. It was just farming level 3 Rattatas over and over again,
God.
just obliterating them. It was just stupid.
Well, yeah, like I watched them get to a gym yesterday. Twitch Plays Pokemon, not RNG.
Yeah,
they got to a gym and there was an Oddish that was like such a lower level than all of their Pokemon, but they could not beat it. Okay. Because they were just using all of their ineffectual abilities over and over and over again, and this Oddish was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna just kill you guys. And then they had to like go back and heal all the Pokemon, and I was like, this is the worst.
RNG Plays Pokemon. Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh no.
Again.
It seems like they've changed it, like, because it was just playing it's now playing Pokemon Emerald apparently. So I don't know what the hell's going on with that. I don't know if this is just like a copy, because a bunch of copycat streams sprung up, because obviously gotta get some of that Twitch money. No original concepts allowed here. But I view it as a very interesting social experiment, and once it's all done, I'll want to read about some of the stories and things like that, I think. But the whole meme nonsense that is springing up around it is ludicrous and irritating. And needs to stop, and will most likely stop quite quickly. This is definitely a flash in the pan, but it's a very interesting flash in the pan while it's going on, I think.
I want this guy, oh man, I need to know how much money he makes. Actually, what I want more than life is for this guy to be like, I've just made a monster, I made too much money too quickly, and I'm gonna go back to my Vietnamese home.
Shut it down.
And just shut it down.
It's Dong Nguyen. It's all Dong Nguyen all
This
over
is his
again.
latest effort. You know,
It'd be amazing if it was him, and he was like, what have I done? Every time I touch something, it died.
What I find really interesting, is the idea of taking this kind of crowdsourced opinion stuff and building games that have an aspect of that in them. Because people have been talking about this for a number of years. A number of developers have been saying, this might be a way to go with certain aspects. And I think like this is the ultimate It's the ultimate crowdsource boiled down into this giant, compressed black hole. Like, it's a singularity of chaos. And I wonder if there's any lessons to be learned from that in developing future titles, and whether or not you can actually harness an element of that. Just an element of it, not a huge amount, but an element of it, to actually make changes to a game world. I think that would be interesting.
How would that work? How would that work, though?
Think about a weird example. Is in the game world changes based on what people are talking about in general. Like, something like that. Something really cryptic. Like, it would be a bot that kind of scans conversations looking for keywords. And, like, those keywords would kind of add up and cause a change in the world. It would also, like, the world being changed due to the mood of the players. And it determines the mood based on keywords from the chat and repetition and things like that.
How would that? What would?
I know that would be
change,
kind of
though?
insane, but it's unique, isn't it?
Yeah.
It could be
And
anything.
insane.
Like, the general mood of the players is angry. Spawns more fucking dragons. The rage dragons come out or whatever. Even just something simple like changing the color of the sky. It's a kind of dumb example, but I think it's a very
Sky's a mood ring. It can just
yeah, pretty much. It's like it's a really dumb kind of unexplored area. I think this sort of mass crowdsourcing that has some less obvious approach, because the weird thing about Twitch Plays Pokemon is that what the chat is doing, it has a very obvious effect, but there's so much of it that it's actually kind of obfuscates that effect, and it becomes this ridiculous kind of a confluence of chaos, I guess. And I just think there's utility in that. You could actually do something with that in a game, even if it's just a minor aspect of it.
I've wondered that a little bit, not in this same situation, obviously, but with that game Nevermind that's being made,
What's
the
that?
one where you strap a thing to your body that that measures like your heart rate and your
No,
anxiety.
Jesse, not the Japanese version.
Like,
it's the biofeedback
it's-
horror game.
Yeah, it's a biofeedback horror game where depending on
It sounds similar to me.
what the game picks up from you,
Yeah.
and the way that you react to certain things, it creates like your perfect horror game, something that is legitimately scary to you. And I've wondered whether or not, like, say that game did very well and lots of people played it, I feel like they could get really interesting statistics out of that game.
Totally, yeah.
Like, oh, turns out that this percentage of people are legitimately terrified by this rodent. Like, I don't know.
I think it would be great if they could change the way the game plays based on that. Not like, because I imagine it's gonna be
I
like,
think that's
we'll
the
throw
point.
in. No, but I mean,
Yeah.
like, I imagine it's gonna be very like, this person's afraid of jump scares, so let's throw more jump scares. This person's afraid of this. Like, I want to.
Yeah, but it would. The thing is, like, if you kept doing jump scares, they become less effective over time. So you can't just throw
Which is
more
the-
jump scares at them.
But the point of the game is that the only way that you can move past an area, if the game senses that you're anxious or afraid, the area will continue to get more and more like that until you can force yourself to calm down, and then it'll become less like that.
Yeah.
So the creator of the game, she was talking about how one of the things that they're hoping to see come out of this game is that people actually find themselves conquering their fears in a way, or finding things less scary, and then when they play games that they used to be scared of before, they can be like, this is fine.
So they're basically
sounds
ruining horror games for
horrible.
everyone. Then
Yeah.
that sounds like
that's
the
a
worst.
project
It
now,
sounds,
isn't it?
sounds like
Do it.
all they need to do is like, this level, we're dropping you in a Shark Tank. Nope, I'm done.
Done.
Done, guys. This is great.
Over it. Nope.
Nope,
Well-
I'm over my fears. We're good.
This does sound like a good time to take a break. When we come back, we'll cover news and releases, and then we'll wrap the show up. You're currently watching the Co-Optional Podcast. Don't go anywhere, or else we will unleash the Shark Tank. We'll be right back. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Co-Optional Podcast. So I just tried turkey jerky. I don't
was
think
it?
I'm a fan. Well, this is turkey perky jerky. It is, in fact, hot and bothered, ultra premium turkey perky jerky. Not sure about it. It may just be this particular flavor. I bought $100 of beef jerky for no reason. So,
These are one of those things you just don't admit to people, TB.
no, it's
You know what? I bought $100
Dollars
worth
of
of
beef
beef
jerky.
jerky.
Well, It was a while ago when I used to live in a different place, and there was an outlet
Mentally
store.
or physically?
In both, definitely both mentally
right.
and physically, and it had this outlet store for beef jerky, like really, really good stuff. And beef jerky, as you're probably aware, the proper stuff is extremely expensive. It's actually kind of ridiculously expensive because the process of actually making jerky from good meat is very, very expensive. I'm being told that the Perky Jerky bites are a lot better than the other jerky, but I got a bunch of... I decided, you know what, I'm going to try different brands, and so far I think the best one is this one, which is Wild Bill's Black Peppered Beef Jerky. Yep. And I wanted to get some because I'm trying to keto it up a little bit, and this is pretty good. But the amount of I don't know if it's salt that's in it or if it's just the amount of pepper is making me want to die after a couple of bites. It's like it's delicious. The first bite is like, oh, this is great, and then the second bite is like, I feel the inside of my mouth shriveling as I eat this stuff. But I went on this website that rates beef jerky, and pretty much every amazing beef jerky is some tiny website from 1992 that they just make it in the backwoods of some Southern American state, and you've got to order it like with it. You got to send them a check by postal order or some shit to get it. And like but yeah, it's making really, really good jerky with all the smoking and everything like that is apparently a
dude, you should just buy a smoker. TB, just make your
my own
jerky.
beef jerky. Yeah, I could do that.
Homemade jerky is so good.
If you want to experience,
hobby.
If you want to experience some jerky that will question your other taste in jerky, just spend some time in the like Southwest United States.
Okay.
Especially around like New Mexico. When we were in Vegas, between Vegas and Area 51. There are more jerky stands than I've ever seen in my entire life. People just are so... And then the closer you get to Area 51, the more it's like, get alien jerky. It's jerky, but it's like colored green. But it's so weird. They love jerky there. It is I imagine the best jerky is in that area. For like 1 mile, it's just 25 jerky stores. It's like,
well, I mean,
what?
Jerky was like one of those things that you always brought into the desert with you. It keeps for a really long time.
Yeah, it keeps for a ludicrous amount of time. People ask, well, why did you buy $100 of that? Because it's going to keep forever. Like, that's a lot of jerky that will keep for just years. So, it's not really...
I just imagine.
So why not?
I don't eat his jerky anymore.
You just fast forward years from now, he's just surrounded by jerky packets.
I imagine that like making jerky is kind of like the barbecue race of people who are just like trying to find make the best sauce and their secret recipe for barbecue and things like that. It's kind of a similar thing. All the marinades that they do on this stuff.
Is this an American thing? Because I'm getting a lot of people are asking what jerky is. Is this?
Yes, actually, beef jerky is not a thing in England. I can tell you that for a fact. Like we know what it is, but the closest we have is something called pepperami, which is basically like a Slim Jim. We don't really have, unless it's changed since I was last there. In England, we don't really have beef jerky as a thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a desert thing.
Yeah, it is.
Man, because you would just like smoke stuff in the desert, and any meat that you got, it would just keep forever. Yeah. And like you could make a stick of jerky last for a really long time.
Yeah.
So it would just be like this weird nutrient stick that you could just walk around with.
Which is hilarious because, of course, back then, you dry the meat out and have like salted jerky as kind of like soldier rations or whatever. But now it's like, hey, it's a delicacy. It's a treat. It actually costs quite a bit.
That is really weird that there, as a food that you were like, we're barely going to survive off of it. It's enough protein to get through the day.
Apparently they have Jack Links over there now. I'm so sorry.
Oh, God.
I'm so sorry. That
Jack
is
Links
shit.
jerky.
That is shit. Don't even eat
Not
it.
good.
Oh, it's god-awful. But yeah, so beef jerky.
I want to direct you to a website, and I don't know the name of it, but I know it exists.
Oh, great. That'll make it easier.
You can buy African meats to have jerky. So, like zebra and, like, crazy, like elk or whatever, like whatever those crazy horn things are. I imagine they have illegal ones, too, like elephant and baby jaguar and shit. I'm just saying.
Baby jaguar.
Try all the jerkies. I want to know your opinion, like, I prefer leopard jerky. I imagine it exists and it's delicious. So.
Kill rare things, make jerky out of them. Yeah, sounds like a good idea.
That's what I'm saying. I'd be that villain. There's always a bad villain. I'd be that guy in the the movies.
Wow.
He's killing rare African lions and making them into jerky. That's me.
Apparently, in Norway, it costs $90 for a pound of Jack Links.
What?
Yeah.
They are
worth it,
ripping
dog.
you off.
Yeah, that is not worth it. Do not do anything of the sort.
We get that in Sketchy Marts, man.
You get them. You can buy that at petrol stations like very easily. That's the kind of thing you buy there. No, that's bad. Don't do that. But I am trying to find like really good quality stuff. But it's like you have to go to specialist stores to get it most of the time instead of. Amazon only has a fairly limited selection.
Gazelle jerky. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Jellyfish jerky. Kangaroo jerky. TB, well, you're missing out.
Alligator
You're missing out
jerky is
on-
apparently a thing.
Kangaroo
Yeah.
jerky. It's got a kick.
Ha.
Lol.
How long have you been waiting to bring that one out of your pouch, Jesse?
Good stuff.
Should we talk about Irrational?
I think we should because we had our news all lined up. It's like, hey, okay, what has the Daily Bite covered this week? All right, let's do that. And then shit, Irrational out of the fucking blue shuts down. This is a very big surprise to a lot of people because Bioshock Infinite sold about a bajillion copies. So a message from Ken Levine went up on the Irrational website today. And I guess I'm reading it. Okay, here we go. So it's,
Sure, go for it.
Yeah, why
Yep.
not? It's an open letter from Ken Levine. This came out today, that being the 18th of Feb, saying, when John Che, Rob Fermier, and I founded Irrational Games 17 years ago, our mission was to make visually unique worlds and populate them with singular characters. We built Rapture in Columbia, the Von Braun, the Rickenbacker, the Freedom Fortress, and some of the nastiest basements a SWAT team has ever set foot into. We created Booker and Elizabeth, the Big Daddy, the Little Sisters, Midwives, and Manbot. In that time, Irrational has grown larger and more successful than we have ever conceived when we began our three-person studio in a living room in Cambridge, in whatever the hell state MA is.
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts, okay. It's been the defining project of my professional life. Now Irrational Games is about to roll out the last DLC for Bioshock Infinite, and people are understandably asking what's next. 17 years ago was a long time to do any job, even the best one. I'm working with an incredible team at Irrational Games, and it's indeed the best job I've ever had. While I'm deeply proud of what we've accomplished together, my passion has turned to making a different kind of game than we've done before. To meet the challenge ahead, I need to refocus my energy on a smaller team with a flatter structure and a more direct relationship with gamers. In many ways, it will be a return to how we started, a small team making games for a core gaming audience. I'm winding down Irrational Games. As you know, I'll be starting a smaller, more entrepreneurial endeavor at Take-Two. That is going to be parting ways with all but about 15 members of the Irrational team. There's no great way to lay people off, and our first concern is to make sure that the people who are leaving have as much support as we can give them during this transition. Besides financial support, the staff will have access to the studio for a period of time to say their goodbyes and put together their portfolios. Other Take-Two studios will be on hand to discuss opportunities within the company, and we'll be hosting a recruiting day where we'll be giving third-party studios and publishers a chance to hold interviews with departing Irrational staff. So what's next? In time, we will announce a new endeavor with a new goal to make narrative-driven games for the core gamer that are highly replayable. To foster the most direct relationship with our fans possible, we'll focus exclusively on content delivered digitally. And I think that's kind of about it, other than kind of a thank you and kind of a reiteration of saying they're focusing on replayable narrative games. And that's about it. So
They also specify that at first Ken Levine was planning on just being like, all right, see ya, I guess I'm doing a new startup. And then Take-Two said, no, we're already here. Like, you should just do your startup under our umbrella because we can help you.
But
why
that involved firing people. Lots of people. Like,
Yeah, and that's
like for the first read of that, it actually, and I'm sure this is not true, but if I were to take this to an extreme and read it the way that I just read it, it says, Ken Levine got bored, so fired a bunch of people. That can't be right. That can't be what he did.
I mentioned this on Twitter earlier. I feel like even though I guarantee it's not his intention, at least I hope it's not his intention.
It really does come off like it.
It does read as we are shutting down. I'm laying a lot of people off except for 15 people that I really, really like, and we're going to go make another company. And it reminds me again of why every single friend I have who's a game developer is like, this is the shittiest job there ever was. Because they can be let go like that. Like, once a game's finished, you can be fired. If you're in the middle of the game, you can be fired. Sometimes the games you make never see the light of day, and you spent 2 years making it. Like, it's such a hectic, crazy world. And this is just another example of, like, these guys, because the boss was like, time to move on. It seems like it's basically like, all right, find a new job. And it's nice that they're going to help them, and we're going to try and help you, but it doesn't guarantee them work. It means you got fired, and we'll do our best to help you.
It's like they did a stellar job, and I can say whatever the hell I want about BioShock Infinite, but it doesn't make a difference because it sold a bajillion copies. So evidently you are a success. Usually studios get shut down when your game fails, not when your game succeeds, which is exactly what BioShock Infinite did in a huge amount. It's like, whoa, massive success for Irrational and Take-Two. Fantastic. And you're fired because Ken Levine got bored.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
No, I mean... But it sounds... I mean, what other way is there?
I feel like there's more to it.
There's got to be a bit
honestly.
more to it. It seems like if Ken Levine gets bored, you do what Cliffy B does, and you kind of leave. Take some people with you, or just like try and take a small core with you, and then recruit others and make a new studio or whatever. That makes sense. Shutting down Irrational actually makes... I don't understand.
I mean, going off of that idea, could it be that he said, "Hey, I want to leave and start a new thing,"
and
they said,
no.
"Okay, then," and Take-Two said, "All right, well then we're just gonna shut down Irrational," and this was his way of being in control of what happens to the people he works with.
That seems likely. That seems like a good explanation, I think.
Rather than just throwing them out into the cold, being like, "Okay, well, I'm still your boss right now. I'll help you guys get new jobs. And then I'm out of here,"
There's so many levels to this that don't make sense right now. Take-Two, I guess according to chat, they're saying like the investor saw stock jump like 7% or something crazy like that. So I guess getting rid of people helps out. Like, oh, we don't have to pay those people. That's more money and more profits. But it doesn't make sense long term.
Just want to reiterate
it doesn't make sense long term because they had a franchise, like they set up BioShock to literally be anything now.
Yeah.
The last game basically said, we can do whatever the fuck we want. We can go throughout history and make alternate histories of anything. They had the potential to do that. And I don't understand why someone there didn't say, all right, thank you for all your years of working with us. Let's get someone else to head this thing and make 12 more games that are in this universe because now we have the ability to. And I don't understand why they just were like, all right, go enjoy making. I don't know what he means by repeatable story-driven. I assume those are mobile games? I
hope not. Well, they said aimed at core gamers, so it's unlikely it's going to be mobile games, really, isn't it?
He's like, man, this is working out really well for Telltale. Yeah,
Telltale style games.
It sounds like it. It almost does because it's like narrative-focused game that is very replayable. Yeah. So in other words, that means mutually exclusive choices. That probably means something like that. But Telltale. That is actually moving very much away from what BioShock Infinite is, which has no fucking replayability whatsoever. So I mean, to me personally, I'm like, yay, but then simultaneously I'm saying, fuck, a bunch of people just got fired for no good reason. But then I'm also saying yay, because there's no way in a million years that Take-Two are going to say, right, well, that's the end of BioShock then. No, what they're going to do is they're going to give it to fucking 2K Marin that did BioShock 2, which was the best BioShock game. So, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Whoa, I might disagree with you on that, but okay.
It was
still fun. I don't think
best mechanics.
I don't know anyone that feels that way.
Yeah, no, because again, I'm all about the mechanics, man. I've told you before, BioShock 2 had the best mechanics and the best gunplay, so I'm going to say that BioShock 2 is the best BioShock game. Simple as that. I know no one agrees with me, but I don't give a fuck.
It's one of those things that it just when I read that today and I saw all the people tweeting like, oh, I feel bad for Irrational, like, oh man, no more BioShock. First thing I thought was like, I don't even know how many people work there, but I guarantee it's a lot, and all those people are jobless now for no reason. Like, I don't fundamentally get it. But then that's the life that when you're a game dev, you're freelance. You're permanent freelance forever. And that's why most people do indie games. They're like, F it. I'm done with the system. I'm gonna make my own stuff. That's why it happens.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Good for us, hopefully.
This is actually interesting, by the way, because this lines up with... Because I was thinking to myself after I said 2K Marin, hang on a minute. Pretty sure 2K Marin had layoffs. When did they have layoffs? October 2013. And they were rolled into a new Bay Area 2K studio. I have to wonder... Because they underwent staff reductions. I have to wonder if they move a bunch of the ex-Irrational guys over to that one and basically make that the BioShock studio, where they take what's left of 2K Marin with what's left of Irrational, mash them together, and that's now the BioShock studio. Because again, I don't see 2K. And I was going to say it is 2K, not Take. Why do I keep thinking Take-Two? I always get confused between the two for fairly obvious reasons.
Take-Two. Yes. 2K's the publisher for all the,
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not Take-Two. Why the fuck? I wondered which article.
Here's the thing, TB. The two of us just went along with it, just because we just didn't
No.
Dodger are like,
no. Take-Two. No, Take-Two did publish Irrational. They did. They published Irrational game stuff.
Take-Two is the company that, that has published, and Ken Levine is going to keep working with them and start this new thing under Take-Two.
But I thought 2K was a publisher.
2K Games. Yeah.
But 2K Marin made BioShock 2. Hang on, did they change publisher? Who published BioShock? Because that's got to be Take-Two Interactive. No, 2K. 2K published BioShock.
2K. Yeah.
So who published BioShock Infinite? 2K. 2K. But.
Oh, whoa. Pause. 2K is owned by Take-Two.
Is it? Oh, well, that's just fucking confusing. Come on.
2K is owned by Take-Two.
I should have known that. I should have known that.
He does specifically say that he says, I'm handing the reins of our creation, the BioShock universe, to 2K so that our new venture can focus entirely on whatever, blah, blah, blah.
It's going to that Marin-based studio then. There's no question about that.
Yeah, so...
It's got to. Well.
Yep.
Oh, that is a whole bunch of nonsense. That is getting me driving away. He's like, I'm out.
See ya. Just dollar bills flying out.
Yeah. Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
There you go. That is another. It's weird seeing that all these really fun franchises are put on hold or given to other people. And, like, no matter what you think about BioShock, it was a fun franchise, and it's gone now until maybe someone picks it up. And a lot of that's happening, and I think it was really funny reading the comments today about that. Almost all of them were like, and yet again, we get another yearly Call of Duty. Guys, it's because you keep buying them.
Well, stop fucking buying them then.
Yeah, stop buying it. Don't complain.
And
stop
I'm sorry,
buying it.
frankly, if you spaffed all over the terrible mechanics of BioShock Infinite, then you deserve everything you fucking get. It's like, okay, cool, you got a pretty city in the sky. Congratulations. You know, I want to see something floating in the sky. I'll go watch Up. No, that's pretty. That's in the sky. Mm-hmm. That's a better gunplay in Up than there is in BioShock Infinite. But I'm just saying, they had dogs in biplanes. Do you have dogs in biplanes in BioShock Infinite? Didn't fucking think so.
I don't know.
Didn't think so.
It's possible. There's a lot going on in that city. There could have been.
That's true. That could have been. Very much so. They were floating house? No, I didn't think so.
There were a lot. Actually, there were several floating houses too.
Oh yeah. To be fair, most of the houses were floating, because otherwise it wouldn't work. No,
Oh God.
It's so easy to wind up the chat by just saying BioShock Infinite's terrible. It's just fucking funny. It's so easy.
Another thing that we could talk about is that Nike is trying to make Back to the Future shoelaces.
First off,
we could just not at all discuss that in any way.
You're so dumb. Guys, did you know there's going to be self-tying shoelaces? That is the worst idea I have. That is so stupid.
Tying shoelaces is not.
And then self-drying jackets. Mm-hmm. And then time machines. Fuck, it's all going to come together.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Oh, man. I'm basically, Twitch plays Pokemon? This is like Total Biscuit plays Twitch right now with this BioShock thing. It's really quite fun. Basically, what I do is I say something bad about BioShock Infinite, and then I see the reactions, and then I laugh. And that's the point of the game.
Here's the problem. A lot of your fans watch this, so a lot of them like, agreed. BioShock is a terrible game. TB is correct on this assumption.
There's some other things we could say. Bastion has terrible music.
Ooh.
Chat all of a sudden is like, I never thought of it that way before, but you are correct. What horrible music.
No, fight me! Fight me!
Very nice. Very nice. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see what Ken Levine can come up with, and I like the idea of that focus. Because again, replayability is the exact opposite of BioShock, so I'm happy to see that. That doesn't necessarily mean he'll get his gunplay mechanics. Assuming he might not even have gunplay mechanics. Think about it. He might do a game without guns. He might do a game without guns. He's never made a game without guns. All of his games have guns in them.
His game is going to be a narrative story about what it's like to be a gun.
Shit.
You play a gun.
But you don't
It's all
actually
QTE
you don't actually
because
do
you can't
anything. You
move.
just deal with the consequences of the people you've killed. That's it. You don't actually
It's
shoot
all
the gun.
emotional. It's an emotional journey of a gun
they
who's
could-
used to kill, but he doesn't want to
God.
kill. What?
And they could call it.
It's even less of a game than Dear Esther.
And they could
People
call
just
it.
carry you around.
Guys.
You can't do anything.
Wait for it. You can call it gunplay. I'm a
Dear
genius.
Here's the thing. I think the gun should be voiced by Jennifer Hale. And I think that here's the deal. You play as the gun Booker uses in BioShock Infinite. And so you have to deal with and TB voices Booker. It'll all work out. It'll all put it all together. We got a TB and Jennifer Hale. That is some great casting. I should make more games.
That's a terrible thing.
You should make every game.
It is actually true, though. The Irrational has never made a game without guns in it. Ever. All of their games have guns.
Well,
Lots
they're
of
not
them, in
called
fact.
rational games, TB.
Fair point.
Jesus Christ.
Fair
We are
point.
full of bad jokes today.
Hey, plus.
We're loaded with it. We're loaded with it. All right, so let's do a little bit of other news from the week. I guess we probably want to talk about Steam tags.
Yeah. Why not?
We might as well. So, Dodger introduced the topic. You covered this on Daily Byte, if I recall correctly.
That's true. I also covered it on my own news show, but
As did I, but go for it.
Steam
I didn't at all.
Steam has employed tags. So the way that the tags work on Steam is if you have a game, you can put tags on it for yourself and for other people.
Yeah.
But other people won't be able to see your tag unless more than one person has used the same tag. So you can't just be like, this game reminds me of butt, unless somebody else has used that tag as well. But Walking Simulator has apparently been used by multiple people for
It has.
DayZ, and thus DayZ now has the tag Walking Simulator.
Yes.
So it's a way of making searching easier,
Oh, man.
and also so that you personally can organize your games by your own tags, the same way that you would use tags anywhere on any other site that utilizes tags. And I am, for one, delighted because I love tags.
Guys, I have sad news. They deleted the Rules of Nature tag. I'm so sad now. Did they delete Nanomachine Son? I think they...
Oh, I was about to go look that up. Nanomachine, son.
No, Nanomachine Son is still there. Because
Okay.
I actually argued that Nanomachine Son is a useful search term because every game on that list is, to some degree, pretty good. Like, you've got Deus Ex Human Revolution, Crysis, Binary Domain, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, the original Deus Ex, Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, Red Faction Armageddon, which I actually kind of liked, Hard Reset, Divine Cybermancy, Barbie's Dreamhouse... okay, and that's when it starts to derail. That and like Airport Simulator 2014. Nanomachine Son is a legitimate tactic because a legitimate tag because it describes games which have a nanomachine kind of theme, which is something that people would be interested in. Like I might be interested in games with katanas and Mountain Dew in them. You know, if I look for katanas, I will actually find games with katanas in them. If I look for katanas, I find Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, Hotline Miami, Rising Storm, Blade Symphony, Guns 2 The Second Duel, Shadow Warrior, Plain Sight, Showdown Effect. All of these games actually do have katanas as a main focus. So,
It's
yeah.
Every Mortal Kombat.
It's actually really great to see the different tags for Metal Gear and see that they're all pretty legit tags. There's not any here that...
But it used to be Rules of Nature. That used to be the tag for it. And now I think they have nuked the Rules of Nature tag. Like, it's gone completely. You can't put... I tried to apply it to Farming Simulator Titanium Edition, and it wouldn't let me. So apparently that doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, God. The fact that
kinda
they
sad.
included Nanomachine, so that may be the best line in the entire game.
Yeah.
Nanomachine, son.
There's a site now, I'm trying to remember what it's called, where it gives you 3 different games and then a bunch of tags.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It says which one of these games
What's the
has
name
all
of
of
it?
these tags.
Steam
currently.
tag guessing
What is
game. Let's play it. Let's play it on the stream right now. Let me see if I can find it. Okay.
Yay.
It's kind of a Steam trivia thing. I'm trying to find it. Someone made a... Oh, that's Games Radar article. I want to find it because there is an actual game.
that? Yeah,
Can you find me the link to it?
I'm trying to find it.
I'm trying to find it as well. Where is it?
I like how Barbie's dream house is under Nanomachine's son.
Or did they
Explains a
actually
lot.
make a website for this, or have people? Oh man! But while you're looking for this, here's the counterpoint. There's an article on Ink Gamers. Steam tags are atrocious, offensive, and entirely stupid.
What?
This is an article.
Offensive?
I'm looking for examples of offensive. Like, I mean, some of the stuff definitely is. Like, apparently MPPD Rush was tagged with gay abortion and crap like that, and the kind of nonsense like that. There's apparently they put high impact sexual violence on Let's Sing and things like that. The thing is, like, this shit is getting weeded out pretty quickly. Like, all of the offensive stuff is, I think, for the most part, gone. But there were some people arguing that some of the tags on Gone Home. I'm sorry, I accidentally typed in, like, something else entirely there. But yeah, Gone Home, if I look for tags here, some people were arguing that Walking Simulator was offensive and that people shouldn't be saying that about Gone Home. And I will make the argument that is a legitimate criticism to make of games like Gone Home. Like, yeah.
I mean, it's like, I love the fact that there can be joking, but informational tags involved
exactly.
on Steam.
Yeah.
Where you could say, yeah, in Gone Home, you walk around a lot.
Yeah, Walking
And
Simulator.
you don't need to be offended by the fact that you walk around a lot in Gone Home. You know, it is like...
MLG is a tag, right? And the cool thing is, if I search MLG, I know what I'm going to find, because the joke is you apply the tag MLG, which is Major League Gaming, which is a competitive gaming company, to games that are clearly not. So the exact opposite of that. So you get, if you type in MLG, you get Farming Simulator 2013, Ski Region Simulator, Toki Tori, Bus Simulator, Barbie's Dream House. That actually, in itself, as weird as it sounds, it started as like a trolling tag and people having a laugh. That's actually still useful information. You can derive info from that. And it's far fucking better than the pathetic genre system that Steam's had. Like, Steam has indie as a genre. Like, if I look up Dear Esther, what are the genres that Steam applies to it? Adventure, indie, and casual. That's useless. That's
not an
completely
adventure game.
worthless. Not in any way are any of those things true. Like,
We linked in Skype chat
the game
to the Steam
We're gonna play
game.
the
Yep.
game? All right.
Oh, it's there. Oh, it's there.
All right.
Oh.
Okay. We're gonna play the game. I'm gonna.
Okay.
Focus.
Okay. I'm gonna need to make sure that I understand. I'm gonna put this on the screen here, so this is gonna take a little bit of setting up. So just give me a moment here. Okay. So. All right, you know what? I'm not going to put it up on the screen. We can just talk through it. It's much easier. The size of this thing is ridiculous. Okay, so which game matches these tags? Casual, platformer, surreal, hand-drawn, black and white. I already know the answer to this, by the way. And the three choices are The Bridge, Game Dev Tycoon, and Puzzler World 2.
Game Dev Tycoon. No, it's Bridge.
No, you fucking idiot.
And black and white.
It's Bridge.
What? Is it? It's
Yeah,
Bridge.
it's a bit of a giveaway because the only picture there that's in black and white is actually The Bridge. So, but I knew that anyway because I've actually played The Bridge. Which game matches these tags? Adventure, casual, stealth, short, and bacon. Leisure Suit Larry Reloaded, Mensa Academy, and Amnesia: A Machine for Pigs.
Leisure Suit Larry, because he's got a sausage for those ladies.
I don't think there's any stealth
in
in.
pigs.
Yeah, I think it's
You
going to
have
be Amnesia: A Machine for Pigs.
You got to sneak into that bed. with
Most
those
of these are
ladies.
fairly easy. Although this actually, it gets difficult because
They
the
get
next
more
one...
difficult.
Yeah, the next one is Anime, Shoot 'em Up Dujin, Dan Maku, and Local Multiplayer. And it's got Beat Hazard, which is obviously not right. But then it's got Gundedlian, or whatever it is, and Exceed Third Jade Penetrate Black
That's the one.
Package. The
one.
I'm sorry, there's a game called Jade Penetrate Black Package. Are you fucking
That's the
kidding me?
one.
Going with that. That's the
That's
one.
the one.
And it was not correct. Apparently that's Gun Deadly or whatever. These kind of vary from being really, really easy to being just stupid. And so.
Well, I mean, it's hard because no one knows all of the
that's
games
true.
on Steam. you know?
I don't know. Some of us are pretty close, but. Wow, this is Comedy Gold,
another?
War Bros #1, Sleek Coding, Free Wire, and Warframe prequel. Time, Gentlemen, Please, Dota 2, and Dark Sector.
Dark Sector.
Yeah,
Dark
it's
Sector,
absolutely Dark Sector. There's no question.
It sounded like Dota 2
Dota.
at first.
It's Dota.
but-
Great soundtrack, hardcore, addictive drugs, and eye candy. And that is Intake, Steam Marines, and Mass Effect. Well, again, that's kind of obvious,
Mass
isn't it?
Effect, obviously.
Lol.
Oh, the
Yep,
drug
nailed it.
use.
Ah, this is lovely. Great soundtrack, exploration, 0 out of 10, walking and island. Stanley Parable, Thomas was alone, dear Esther.
Dear
I
Esther.
can't answer that game.
Lovely.
Dear Esther.
All right, well, anyway, so yeah, that's that. But let's gotta get serious. Like, dear Esther getting a tag, which is 0 out of 10. I believe that's actually gone now. I'm looking on the tag list, and 0 out of 10 doesn't seem to be one
I would
anymore.
be surprised if that.
That stays around.
Could
yeah,
stay
I'm
as
pretty
a
sure that's
tag.
gone now because they must have been pulling that information from an old one. Because I look at it right now, you see, they've actually kept Walking Simulator, but from what I can tell, they had to put a flagging system in, which allowed you to flag stuff as offensive or useless or whatever, and that's cut out a lot of the stuff like Rules of Nature and 0 out of 10 and that shit. But it's kept things like Walking Simulator. So evidently, the community believes that Walking Simulator is useful, and I would kind of agree with that. Although I don't know if it's useful enough because like all the tags now for Dear Esther are things like indie, which again is kind of a useful tag but not a useful genre. Exploration, art, first person, casual, story rich, short, contemplative, adventure, great narration, great soundtrack, blah blah, single player visual novel, walking, short game. A lot of these are now very positive tags, and I feel like the community may have gone overboard in saying, I'm offended on behalf of this piece of software, so we're going to get rid of some stuff. Because, sorry, there are some tags that are negative, which are useful. You know? Like,
But,
people should know that this is, like, Dear Esther isn't a game. And people should know that it lacks gameplay, so there needs to be a tag for that. Is Walking Simulator enough to warn people? I don't know.
But I would argue the fact that some people really liked Dear Esther.
Yes.
And so
fair.
I don't think that there's anything wrong with all of the tags for any game being mostly either positive or informational, because somebody's going to want to play that game or will be interested in that game. So for a section of the community's opinion to be an actual tag of the game, it can be a tag in your own library, whatever, but being a tag on the actual game, I don't think is fair.
I don't necessarily know about that, though, because I think it's maybe going a little bit too far. I think that there are some tags, like saying like minimal or no gameplay, I think is a fair tag for Dear Esther, because there isn't any gameplay. There's nothing. Like, even like Press W Simulator, I think is a fair tag. I know it sounds mean and all, but that's useful info, because Dear Esther is one of those non-game games. And then even a lot of the stuff that was put on Guise of the Wolf has been removed. Like things like Scam and all that stuff is apparently being flagged and gone. But it is still left with a tag it's got the buggy tag on it. So I'm interested to know like what other games have the word buggy attached to them.
Buggy
And
Simulator, where you ride a old-timey buggy. I bet that's...
Buggy Simulator,
Some of these
1847.
Well, the problem with the buggy tag is that some of these are not accurate. Yeah, and some of them are. 7 Days to Die. I mean, pretty much you could attach the buggy tag to every early access game there is, right? You've got Call of Duty Ghosts, Modern Warfare 2. I don't think Modern Warfare 2 is buggy. I'm pretty sure it's fairly polished, but whatever.
Just bad.
Infestation Survivor Stories, Day One Gary's Incident, Realms of Arcania, Dead Island, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. I mean, that's a famously buggy game. Arkham Origins, that's buggy. Hero 6, I don't know if that's buggy. I don't know about that. But Rydell Retribution, Star Trek, Aliens Colonial Marines, Postal 3, Takedown Red Saber. I mean, buggy is a useful tag, but what does it get to the point where people start flagging buggy because they feel it's offensive, to like call a game buggy or something like that? I'm a bit worried that the community at large will pussyfoot around this and it'll end up neutering the tag system to the point where it's not useful anymore.
Well, I mean, the company itself also can be like, all right, everybody at this company, go on to Steam and flag that tag.
How many flags is required? That's a good question, because like, if it's only like 10 or 20, you could literally get your company to nuke every negative tag on your game. So I'm a bit worried about that. I don't know exactly how many reports it requires. I don't know if there's any oversight. I don't know if it's an automatic tag removal, because we don't know. Like, Valve is famously completely obtuse and doesn't show any of this stuff. So we have no idea if there's someone on the other end of Valve determining whether or not it's a legitimate tag, how many people it has to go through, how many flags it requires.
It might depend on what you flag it as. as well. Like if I don't know what it looks like when you flag a tag, but if
Yeah.
you flag it and it has a little pop-up menu that's like, are you flagging this because it's inappropriate? Are you
Yeah.
flagging this because it is untrue? You know? Like if it's inappropriate or legitimately offensive, it might not take that many. But
Yeah.
if it's like, this isn't true about this game, it might take more.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Goddess is an
I don't
interesting
know.
one because it used to have scam on it. It now doesn't, but it still has Skinner box, which is a very, if everyone knows what the Skinner box is. If you don't know what the Skinner box is, look it up. Basically, I'm hoping I'm getting this right. Is the Skinner box was that box that animals
should all
would kind
look it
of
up.
would push the button and get the pellet, basically, also known as an operant conditioning chamber. To kind of try and condition particular behaviors. And a lot of games that involve a lot of just clicking to kind of get a pellet is what I like called Skinner box games. Cow Clicker is on there, Farmville is on there. There's, there are some things on there, like, I don't know about Cookie Clicker, Facebook game. There are some stuff that still sticks around, but yeah, we'll see. I think it's getting better. I certainly think it's getting better. The first few days were just horrible, but it's getting a lot better and useful now, I think.
I don't know why it makes me laugh so much, but Metro Last Light has the tag Russian Life Simulator. It just cracked me up. I don't know why,
Yeah,
but I imagine.
I'm okay
Imagine
with
that's
it being
Russian
funny
life.
stuff on there. Why not? Why not have a bit of funny stuff? What's wrong with that? You can, I mean, I don't know if you can find Russian Life Simulator useful, but the fact that it has the term Russian in it, it's like, oh, okay, so it's
No, you get-
Russian. All right, okay.
It's a hard life in the Metro.
Based in, yeah,
You get it.
even that's to some degree useful. You can find utility in the most ridiculous things. Beans. Beans is a tag for Daisy.
God damn it.
I love it. But Walking Simulator was
else?
the top tag for that as well, Walking Simulator is, the community as a whole has deemed that Walking Simulator is now a legitimate genre, so...
Oh yeah, well I mean like even people that love those games are like, well yeah, it's true.
Yeah. I think it's a good system in general, and I think it will sort itself out over time. So I'm pretty happy that it exists, and it's... Honestly, it has demonstrated that, Valve up to this point has been incapable of properly categorizing games, so let the people that sort of ish know what they're doing do it. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, whoever put Glorious Masterpiece on Ikaruga, yeah. Damn right. Great game.
I'm gonna put Glorious Masterpiece on Dear Esther and then send you a screen cap.
Fuck you.
On Volgar the Viking, they have real difficulty TM. I don't. Is that a thing? What is it?
I guess it is. I mean, again, that's useful tech. There's actually a really interesting one that I'm hoping more people pick up, and that's previously released on Xbox Live. I think things like that and console port or poor port are incredibly useful. If I look
Absolutely.
if I look for bad port, is that a tag? Yeah, it is. But the problem is that there's a lot of tags that kind of say the same thing, but are different words. So bad port brings up Call of Duty Ghosts, Grand Theft Auto 4, NBA 2K4, Far Cry 3. It's like, no, it fucking isn't. Aside from that, Bully, Prototype, Sonic Adventure, all of these are right. Like, every one of these is right, with the exception of Far Cry 3, which is fucking not a bad port at all. But, yeah. I think there's real utility to be found here. It's very useful. And I hope that it keeps going on like that, even with the silly trolley tags,
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'll know what I'm doing the rest of the day. Some of these are great.
Now you gotta write your own, Jesse.
Yeah.
You gotta
Oh,
go
no
through your
way.
entire library and tag all your games for the community.
Yeah.
Nope.
I was half tempted in putting my recommended tags
work.
at the end of every video now, but I'm just gonna get hate if I do that. It's like, he has too much power! Yeah. Shut the fuck up. But I don't know, I've considered it.
You
but
got me. I
Yeah.
do.
I think people can kind of figure it out. Although I think what does need to happen is there do need to be like a set of standardized tags. Like, what do we tag things that we know are bad PC ports? Yeah? Because bad port brings up one thing, but if I search for poor port, if I search for bad PC port, it only brings up Grand Theft Auto 4, but if I search for bad port, it gets this. If I search for console port, it brings up different games entirely. Like, From Dust doesn't come up under bad port, but it comes up under console port. And the problem with console port is it comes along with games like Mortal Kombat Complete and Castle Crashers and Devil May Cry 4, which are actually pretty good. So, yeah, there's got to be some consensus for this to be really, like, genuinely useful. But that's only if you use the terms for search. Like, if you don't use the terms for search, it's actually fine. And you can call it whatever you want, as long as, like, if I go to GTA 4 or if I go to, whatever else is a terrible console port, and I see evidence of that, then that kind of warns me.
Yeah.
And it's useful.
Oh, Marlo Briggs got the underrated tag.
Did it?
Aw.
That's
Good
kind
for
of
you,
cute.
Marlo.
Yeah.
Good for you, Marlo.
Yeah, I think Marlo Briggs actually does, funnily enough, actually deserve that. And then someone in caps, Marlo Briggs, man of action. But I'm happy that Spectacle Fighter has become a tag. That's a very useful tag, and you find a lot of interesting games under there. So, yeah, it's cool. But if you go to browsing by tag Spectacle Fighter, it brings up a store page that is based on that tag. That's hugely useful, and you can do a lot more narrow by categories now as well. So, yeah, it's very, very useful piece of functionality. I'm really happy that it exists.
So, it's 2:55.
It is.
Do you want
Shall
me?
we wrap, or?
Do you want me to just read all of the releases as fast as I can?
And
Yes. Go.
Plants vs. Zombies, Garden Warfare, Tomba 2, The Evil Swine Returns, Earth Defense Force 2025, Strider, Banished, Assassin's Creed, Freedom's Cry, Forest, Legends of the Call of Love, Mr. Driller, Neo Contra, Rayman Legends. That's all on February 18th, February 19th, 99 Levels to Hell, February 21st, Go Go Nippon, My First Trip to Japan, Donkey Kong Country, Tropical Freeze, February 25th, Castlevania, Lords of Shadow, Thief, Tales of Symphonia Chronicles, Pac-Man Museum, Magus. February 27th, Resident Evil 4 Ultimate HD Edition. February 28th, Professor Layton and the Azran Legacy. Okay, I'm done. That's it.
Are we
That's all of
gonna
them.
pass up the fact there was a game called Go Go Nippon, My First Trip to Japan?
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
We're gonna
Show's
do all
over.
that.
Fantastic.
Cool.
Oh, my.
All right,
Did my job.
wrap it up.
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
We should point out, of course, like, what are the important releases from that list? Thief,
Go
Plants
Go
vs.
Nippon.
Zombies, not Go Go Nippon. That's never going to be important. I
My
don't care how
First
much
Trip
you
to
force it.
Japan.
It's on PC. There's your next Let's Play. Gone. Easy. It's apparently
out
some
Friday,
visual
too.
novel or whatever. Donkey Kong Country is most likely, it's a really big release getting ridiculously high reviews. Lords of Shadow 2, which I'm actually kind of looking forward to. Tales of Symphonia Chronicles, they'll probably fuck that up.
Thief just looks like it's gonna be Dishonored, but Thief.
I'm not sure. I'm supposed to be getting early review copy for that, but it hasn't come through
I
yet.
don't know if it's any good. I'll play it, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's less play worthy. But whatever.
I'm not sure how it's gonna go. Like, I've heard mixed things about it, and I'm a bit worried about Thief, but simultaneously I hold out hope for it. So I guess we'll see. Because it does seem like development wise, it was a too many cooks spoil the broth kind of situation. So I'm hoping that's not true. All right, that's pretty much about it, folks. So before we go, let's tell you what's coming on the channel this week. Beginning with Jesse, what you got coming?
This week we are gonna play more of Tokyo Jungle, the game that is
Wow.
Pomeranian
Super
Death
big.
Simulator.
Pomeranian Humping Simulator.
There's that too.
If you missed where I met a girl and then I had to take her back to an apartment as an animal, well then that's just part of the fun of the game. And I got talked into playing the Blade Wolf DLC for Metal Gear, so that is an event because it's all
I'm
platforming
sorry.
and jumping puzzles.
That's not that very good. Jetstream
Hey, you
Sam's.
guys.
Yeah, just make sure you play Jetstream Sam's DLC afterward because it's way better. Way
I
better.
will. And then this weekend, Krendor comes to town, and then who knows what trouble we'll get into.
Oh dear.
I'm
Oh
That's
dear.
it. gonna eat some more crackers. Oh,
Dodger.
Jesse Cox on the Twitter, and the Jesse Cox on Facebook.
Dodger.
Continue.
Hi. I
Yes.
have two channels.
You
One
do.
is Press Hard to Continue, where I do gaming stuff, and I do news every Saturday, and then we do gameplay-y stuff during the week. And then I also have Dexterity Bonus, where I drink coffee and talk to my cats for 10 minutes every day. So enjoy. Come hang out. And on
Cool.
all the social medias, I'm Dex Bonus, DEXBONUS. Come follow me, and I'll all caps about TV shows and show you pictures of my cats, like this one. That's it.
That is a cat. Confirmed. Obvious
Confirmed cat.
Yeah, it is there. Alright, what's going on the show for me? Stuff. I'm working on my Strider video today. I hope it will get done. Strider comes out on the 19th on PC, which is why I'm kind of trying to get that done. I was going to do Dusty Revenge, but that game has inflicted so much fucking technical pain and suffering on me. It's probably going to be delayed till tomorrow, and that's assuming I can even capture the damn thing properly. God knows what's wrong with that thing. And I'll look at a couple of other things. Obviously, I won't do any video on Ikaruga. I'm sorry, that game is too old. I can't justify doing a Dreamcast port. And there'll be other stuff, and more Lord of the Legendaries, more content patch, more everything else. Big thing, on the 20th, I start my Clan Wars events, Shoutcraft Clan Wars. That's going to be exclusively to MLG TV. That's an actual MLG thing. We'll start off with Evil Geniuses versus Incredible Miracle. That's going to be 5 p.m. EST. That is 2 p.m. PST. That would be 10 p.m. GMT, 11 p.m. CT, and midnight Eastern European time over on MLG.tv. I will tweet and remind you about it. And if you do miss it, you can watch the full VOD over on youtube.com/TotalBiscuit, that being the StarCraft channel. So please do watch Clan Wars. We've been working on that for months. It's hopefully going to be great. It's going to be a hopefully 10 times monthly event. So there's going to be a lot of cool Clan Wars happening. And it's a great lineup. So yeah, I think that's probably about it. I can't think of anything else in particular.
Oh, God, we're done.
Yep.
We're done!
Yeah, we're done. And also, before I go, I'd like to give big congratulations to Banished to getting to the top of Steam. It currently has 14,000 concurrent players at the moment.
Nice. One dude.
Yeah, one guy.
Dude, y'all.
Yep. Extremely impressive effort from him, and obviously people are really digging it, so that's fantastic. And that's awesome, because that means that people can't blame me for tanking the game, even though I said I liked it anyway, because people are dumb fans.
It's all your fault, TB. You're tanking creativity and individuality.
I'm just trying to help you! Fuck off! You've been watching the Corruptional Podcast. Good night, goodbye, see ya.
Goodbye!